and we've been busy following the trail of quarries. Teams been before, so we know that they've been in the locations that we've visited, so we're on the right track.
But there was something about that expedition that
There might be a place nobody wants to follow. They're like cursed land.
Yeah, no one wants to go there.
Yeah.
And so it's like they veered off their trail. They were going to somewhere, but they veered off the trail where they were going to end up in.
Yeah, so they like there was the official story was they were going to Mustang.
Yeah.
But that's not actually where they were going.
The sneaky little blighters aren't going to Mustang. They've been spoofing. We don't truck with that.
How'd you do your yellow asterisk thing?
What?
Your yellow bonus point thing. You know when you had XP or whatever it is.
Oh, you can't. You don't get to do that yet.
You don't.
Okay.
Only when you're in when you're like having a in between adventures kind of thing. When you're
cool.
Downtime.
Yeah, don't worry, you won't be getting an.
No, you probably.
I've got a yellow one already. No.
That's fine. You'll be dead before. Everyone will have, if at least when you succeed on a roll. But don't worry, you'll be dead before you.
You might not get to
reap
the benefits of that.
He's getting revenge for the other week.
No, it's not even revenge. It's just a fact.
I'm scared.
That's the point of the game.
Yeah.
To get scared, going.
My mission is a success. Because you did come across the quarries, the guide for their expedition.
He was very friendly.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah, it was. It was a bit of a. No, it was in a bit of a bad way, and he and I think possibly some others mentioned things about ghosts.
Yeah.
And that he believed they're being taken or consumed by ghosts.
Yeah, but it wasn't jelly blood men and baths, so that's not as bad. So if they had to face that, then they'd have something to complain about.
I don't know. Gerald's seen some weird stuff. Gerald will have seen like some.
I have seen things.
He'll have seen
people wouldn't believe.
He's seen like floaty jellyfish in Scotland.
Maybe that's what upset him when he talked about these ghosts. And he just went, "Is that it? Really? Is that all you got? That's a Tuesday."
Yeah.
Gerald's been to a magical city.
I have, and got lost in it.
And got lost, yeah.
We haven't had any dreams.
Do not trust me with any sort of directions.
Oh, that's. I'm glad you mentioned that. So.
Oops.
I had forgotten about it. So since I forgot, for reasons I'm not going to, I will not force you to take any sanity loss. But yeah, the dreams have been continuing almost on a nightly basis now, and all probably probably I've forgotten. Probably Marcus less so. Maybe he's just he's just had sort of he's had nightmares, but they've been kind of unsettling, but nothing. He doesn't clearly remember them. But the rest of you, or rather Gerald, George, and Charles, you've been plagued by these vivid, a continuation of these vivid nightmares. Gerald in particular being bothered by them because of you've been suffering for these for quite some time now. But yeah, they're almost nightly.
They've all got these like 2,000 yard stairs, just this.
Yeah,
lovely.
So we are on day 10 of your hike through up into the mountains, into Nepal and towards Tibet, where I believe you had spent the night in Tukucha, which is there on the map. So yeah, at this when you reach Tukucha, the 6 porters that Suan Pemba had secured when he took over as guide, they they refused to travel any further. There wasn't anything particularly anything.
Some had to give up the Bombay mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there wasn't anything anything sinister or any particular anything bad, bad reason for why that's happened. It's just that most people don't travel too far from their home villages. So basically they'd gone as far as they were prepared to travel, and then they were going to be heading back. But Pember managed to secure some another 6 porters to replace them, which will take you all the way. Should take you the rest of the way.
We already dumped a lot of kit. And
Yeah, so of course you had to when Pember took over as your guide. You obviously didn't have as many porters. You lost a lot of porters. Originally you had 15 porters, and now you're down to 6. So you had to shed a lot of equipment as well. Previously, that was back in. I think that was back in Gorapani. Or was that Pakara? No, that was Pakara, wasn't it? Or somewhere. Well, somewhere anyway. Where the previous guide left, finished his merchant trip. So yeah, it is the morning of January 17th, and you're setting off on your way again. This leg of the journey, you're travelling from Tukucha towards Jamosun, which is only a short distance away, just up here.
I said it's having best foot forward. We'll be there in
Yeah, we can
couple of
easily.
hours.
Yeah, so it's maybe 10 miles, if that. But the climb, once you leave Tukucha, the climb becomes more severe, and you're clearly heading steeply upwards now. And as you climb away from the village, the seasons are changing as well with the altitude. So crops that were being harvested in villages that you've passed about a week ago are barely at the stage of ripening here. And you also get a sense of walking further and further back into history as you leave lowland Nepal behind, and the villages and the way of life becomes increasingly simple, the climate harsher, and the people visibly tougher and harsher themselves. So the day's journey starts by heading up steep grazing grounds, and you pass through light woods of pine and silver fir. The villages that you pass by growing barley and buckwheat. By midday you've passed above the northern reach of where the monsoon rains would reach, and the terrain dramatically changes. Most of the greenery is gone, replaced by barren rocks with deeply wind-eroded caves and weird formations all about, and barely a tree in sight anywhere. Occasionally you pass a small village, or more just a collection of huts, and always with the stone pillars of a chorten painted red, black and white.
We'll carry on the tradition. Every time we pass a Jordan, we do a little offering.
Okay.
Always.
Trying to build up those
Good point.
race points.
Brownie points.
Whatever entity might jump in to help us, because you know it's coming.
We want them brownie points with the gods.
So Suma, or Siva rather, continues to translate what he thinks is relevant from Pember's chatter, almost constant chatter. Siva has trouble understanding some of what he says because his Pember's grasp of Hindi is limited compared to the previous guide. But yeah, so he passes on to that. Pember says that when leaving an offering at one of the chortens, it's traditional to walk in a clockwise walk clockwise around these shrines. For what reason,
Okay.
he doesn't explain. In fact, Siva's not too sure if Pemba even knows why this is. It's just like tradition that's been passed down. So as you continue along the trail, in places as well, there are clusters of paper and cloth attached to bushes or tapering piles of boulders. There are also like prayer flags left by pilgrims and villagers. And on several occasions, disturbingly from a distance, you almost mistake these for figures in tattered robes, the pale strips flapping in the wind. And
What colour are they?
So they tend to be pale. A lot of them, again, you've got these colours. It's red. Say it was.
It's okay.
Reds, browns, and whites. I think red, black, and white. Sorry, yeah, black. But a lot of these, a lot of the older ones, the colours have faded and bleached out of them. And there are other colours as well. So there is a lot of like yellow.
Is there?
Yes, yellow and ones that have faded. Like I said, the colours bleached and faded from. So yellow and white. But yeah, every time you spot one of these like big clusters of these tattered strips of cloth, your heart catches in your throat, and it causes you to like pause. But going is really tough. You've already felt the effects of like going up into this higher altitude, and the air is beginning to thin, and by midday you're really struggling to keep up with Pemba and the porters, and you will all have to make a constitution check to stave off mountain sickness. If you are still suffering with mountain sickness, which I don't think anybody is, I think Charles recovered from it.
Not again. I just got over that.
Quite how I managed not to, I think, was some astounding rolling.
Ooh, just. Oh, Gerald.
Oh dear. Oh, and Charles.
Oh, not again.
Oh no.
Okay, so
Got over.
So yeah, you begin to feel dizzy, nauseous, and just overly tired, a splitting headache, and your breathing becomes more and more shallow, and you're constantly having to stop to catch your breath. To avoid, if you don't, you like breathing's like almost feels like your breathing stops, and you have to take a moment to like fight down this like feeling, this rising feeling of panic, thinking that you're like starting to suffocate. But yeah, so while you're experiencing these only mild symptoms of altitude sickness, you will suffer a penalty on your any rolls relating to strength and dexterity. If you manage to catch a day's rest, then you can attempt to another roll to see if you recover from the effects of the sickness, altitude sickness.
So essentially, this journey is only 10 miles, but it's like driving in London. It's going to take us like forever.
So it slows you. So yeah, it slows your pace down dramatically. So it is not because of this. It's not until after nightfall that you finally come in sight of not a settlement, but a single building, low building, standing at the side of the road, which Pemba informs Siva is a roadside, serves as a roadside inn, and it's once you're inside, sheltered from the cold biting winds. It's just a single, dimly lit, low-roofed room with a makeshift bar, which is essentially some planks of wood resting on some barrels, a couple of tables, and then sort of straw mats that serve as a sleeping area.
Bit of worse.
But as simple as it is, you're still thankful for to be out of the cold, as the temperature has been rapidly dropping as after the sunset. So you've got your blankets and you've got your things, so you're able to make yourself comfortable. You're able to get some food.
Those the Lake District, you know what?
What's that?
Those huts.
Oh, yeah.
Or a version of National Trust that put them up like on top of around the hills,
Yeah, they
around
do.
Scafell Pike and that. So you can actually go and use one.
Yeah, I've stayed in some.
And believe it or not, when you're out in the hills and you're carrying everything, they're luxury.
Yeah.
They really are. You're like, yeah, I'm good in here. That's cool.
Bit disturbing when somebody comes in the middle of the night, but anyway, since the public ones. But yeah, you're able to get some warm food as well, probably some rice and some kind of stew. So you're not eating into what limited rations you've got with you still. So yeah, you pass another night, and as we mentioned, your dreams, or some of your dreams, are plagued, or rather, some of your the sleep for some of you is plagued by these recurring dreams, and we shall have a dream, I think. So where did we get to? I think we get to this one. So Gerald, Charles, and George, keep forgetting George's name. You all have the same dream. Marcus, he has a restless sleep, but he doesn't suffer or if he does, he doesn't remember it. But the rest of you sit at the bow of the boat, and it's a bright little vessel of polished wood with a white sail, and it moves gently across the lake in front of the breeze. You look down into the water past where you are trailing your hand, which disturbs the surface of the water. It's spirit thick and grey. And is that movement you spot? You quickly pull up your hand, and a mottled shape balloons past you, not far below, then another. Huge marine creatures. Up ahead, the water slaps. The white and yellow back of one of these things clears the surface for a moment, then dives. And you see it still. It's coming right at you. Bigger and bigger. And it rears out the water, fully now, looming above the boat like a cliff. You won't wait for this, and you stand and you step off into the water, falling, eyes closed. The water becomes a mist. It's clear, and a landscape stretches out around you, stone and heathland, and then a walled cemetery in the Napoleonic fashion. Stepping through the gates, the mossy graves fan out around you. You walk on and on. Plain markers are everywhere, tens of thousands of them. There are no crosses, no angels or other superstitions. And finally, you come to a corner where you seem to know. You read some of the names here, and they are all familiar to you. Your family, friends, everyone living and dead is here. And the dates on the graves are all within a few years of today. Your own grave is cracked. It's a plain tablet without even your name, but you know it well, you know it's yours. And you feel a half memory of how it was before you were in that boat, before the King in Yellow came. But everyone is here now. For this is Carcosa, and this is the cemetery for all of the dead of Earth. And you can all make a sanity roll. Or rather, those three people can make a sanity roll.
Hell yeah.
Here we go again.
Gibber time.
Wibble.
Actually, no, it's like...
Okay, so
I've been here before, you know.
if you've passed your roll,
I remember this place.
the intensity of the increased intensity of this dream still causes you to lose 1 point of sanity. If you failed your sanity roll, then you will lose 1d3 points of sanity. It will not affect your daily limit though. So if if it registers on there, you can reset it.
Right. Oh, so I've still got 2 then.
So don't
No.
add it to your daily limit. If it adds it to your daily limit, just remove it again. It's just chipping away at your general mental fortitude.
Yeah.
Just so the horror is going to just hit us even more. Just
Oh yeah.
smack.
So
It's fine.
tired and bleary-eyed, you rise the next day, take a short breakfast, and before getting underway again, and you set off following these rocky trails up.
Can we have that saving throw?
No, because you didn't rest long. Oh no, sorry. Go on. Yeah, we'll let you. Yeah. I believe. Let me just double check.
Try not to cough and splutter up the
Let me
mountain.
just double check if that warrants a. No, you need a day rest. So no, that doesn't count. That's not long enough. An overnight's not long enough.
Oh god. 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes.
I don't want to go.
So yeah, you set off again. Like I say, this rocky trail leading you further up the valley between the towering mountain ranges, twin mountain ranges of the Dal Lagiri and the Annapurna to your west and to your east. So not long after you set off, you see your first yaks. You encounter the first yaks on your journey. Shaggy beasts the size of bulls, but you also encounter these crossbreed creatures that are like a crossbreed between yaks and domesticated cows called dozos, which are actually more common than the yaks. The locals breed them because they're far more. They're still hardy, but they're far more manageable, since they're smaller and easy to cope
The
with.
Nepalese make an intoxicating beverage out of yak's milk.
They do indeed.
I can't remember what it's called. And
Yeah.
gotta try the next pub.
I
How's
get
our
them up.
food supply looking? Because these look kind of tasty.
So your food is you've got so long as you're rationing it, you're not going overboard. You think you've got enough. I mean, so long as you supplement it with like you did last night, with food from the places you're stopping. But yeah, probably killing domesticated the people's cattle is maybe not the best of ideas. Also, I'd be interested to see you have a fight with a yak. That is one thing. I'm sure that would go exceptionally well.
We will sneak up on it and push it over. Just tip the yak over.
Unfortunately, can I make a constitution save first to get off this altitude sickness? Because I'd probably bump against the yak and I would just like...
Yeah. doing yak tipping with
So within the first hour of you setting off, Gerald and Charles. You both failed, didn't you?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, you're both out of breath,
Yeah.
already struggling, and you're welcome. You have a sigh of relief when you welcome the news that Pemba tells Siva that today's journey will be short because he plans to stop off at midday in the town of Jamotham, as he has some personal business to attend to there.
I.e. sell us out.
Yeah.
So yeah, you following the trail that you're following follows a watercourse, it's a slow and tricky passage, and you're coming to midday, and you really, like I say, Gerald and Charles are particularly struggling, but you have to make another constitution check as the altitude is getting higher and higher up. The altitude's getting getting worse. If you have already failed, you will have to roll a hard success. Oh, rather, sorry, not a hard success. You'll have to roll with 4 dice. So you'll have to do it. You have to do it manually.
4 dice?
Yeah, 4 dice instead. Sorry, not 4 dice. What am I talking about? That's the old rules. Let me see. That would be. So you have to roll a Constitution check, but as if your Constitution was 10 points less.
Ouch.
Failed anyway.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Oh, I'm feeling surprisingly better.
Oh, so you're not better, but you're not worse.
Holy shit.
Take it away from
I'm
me. I'm
worse.
having a moment of
That's a hard
having a
one.
moment of like bliss. Just the sun hit my face in the right spot. I'm like, and actually was able to fill my lungs up.
What did you say it were if we failed as Constitution check?
If you fail your Constitution check, then you will have a penalty dice on Strength and Dexterity checks until you recover. So need one from Marcus still, I believe.
Sorry, my bad. Lost me thing.
Oh, so Marcus is fine. Marcus is it's
Check
like,
the alpha.
healthy Marcus. Yeah, he's not taking it all in his stride. Just skipping away up the mountains.
Flipping Bergen's bouncing off his back. You know, come on.
Okay, so George, you begin to feel the effects of mountain sickness, the altitude sickness. So yes, you've got a penalty dice on your strength and dexterity checks, and you just feel like shit basically. Got a blinding headache, you feel nauseous, feel sick. You have to keep stopping because you're having panic attacks. Whereas who failed again? Oh, it was Gerald. So Gerald, your symptoms get worse.
Gerald's in clip.
Are you okay there, old chap? You're looking a bit peaky.
So yeah, it's funny you should say that because at this point he's looking white. The symptoms you got suffering the same symptoms, but they're more acute. And Gerald just like just around about 11 o'clock that morning, Gerald just collapses at the side of the path, vomiting, and he has trouble standing by himself. It's like your whole body just feels weak, and it's difficult to walk unassisted.
And that's just a Tuesday.
Do you need a hand? Do you want me to help you carry? Do you want me to help you up? I'll help you walk.
If you just get my stick. Possibly several sticks.
Okay, no worries.
Okay.
I'm not going to accept help from that whippersnapper. He hasn't seen what I've seen.
Okay. So yeah, you struggle on again, much to Pember's annoyance. Although he does try to hide it. It's probably almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon when you finally arrive in Johnson. 2 hours, at least 2 hours later than he intended. And as the village comes into sight, a windstorm blows up seemingly out of nowhere, whipping dust into your faces and your eyes. And as the shadows lengthen, you come in sight of this village. It's like sun is like briefly obscured by clouds, and it's like it's made up of just a few homes, like sturdy houses that have each have got stacked piles of wood on their flat roofs. And Pember explains that this is that wood. This high altitude wood is like a really valuable commodity, and the depth of the firewood stored atop a dwelling is an indication of status in the village.
Yeah.
Who's the big cheese around here? Has someone got more?
Oh yeah. There's one person that's there's one dwelling that's got more wood than anywhere else, and that is the temple. There's a temple at the far end
If
of
you go to
the,
Northern Ireland in July, they'll be falling at their feet. Structures that.
So yeah, there's a temple at the far end of the street, or rather, what passes for a street that passes through this settlement, and that has the largest bundle of wood, whether it's actually collected by them or part through donations.
Oh, yeah, that's cheating.
Yeah. So yeah, it appears to be like a farming community. There's there's small plots on the surrounding hills. There's small plots of barley and wheat and oats that have been scratched out. And they're also keeping goats and yaks and a few chickens and pigs. There's also a few traders visiting the settlement that appear to be trading salt that's gathered from lakes down in Tibet, from lakes in Tibet, further to the north. So they're trading bags of salt for barley and rice.
Do any of them have anything that's good for altitude sickness for sale?
They probably don't even know what it is. They're like, why would you be
I
sick
said they're
up here?
probably used to it. I
Yeah, they're like,
realise.
why would you be sick up here, you weak Westerners?
Yeah.
Okay, so Siva makes some inquiries as well as making inquiries for somewhere for you to stay for the evening. As Pemba is staying. Apparently, it turns out, he's staying with prospective relatives, as it seems he's here to negotiate the marriage of his daughter to a merchant that lives here.
You're on the clock, mate.
I don't think he cares. It's like more of a suggestion. Yeah, you give me some stuff and I'll sort of come along with you, but don't interrupt me on normal day's work.
Yeah.
Is it worth speaking to anyone in the temple, or who's got the second biggest pile of wood?
So it actually turns out to be the prospective husband of his daughter that's got the second largest pile of wood.
Do we go see it?
Good score.
Do we have a chat with her, see if she knows anything about the expedition?
So it's a merchant guy that lives here. Pemba's daughter is back at the village where he comes from. So he's negotiating with this merchant to try and, like, what's the word? Talking to this guy about trying to talk him arrange a marriage with his daughter. So Siva manages to find you somewhere where you can stay. He advises not approaching the merchant that Pemba's staying with, as it would be seen as rude, because of the negotiation that they're having, this negotiation of discussion of family matters.
Oh, we just barge in and just destroy everything in our path.
I'm sorry, surely that's nothing to do with us, though. So
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing to do with you, so you shouldn't be.
We'll not we'll not step on that.
So Siva manages to find somewhere to stay, and he does manage to procure a local drink, which turns out to be, I forgot what it's called. I can't find the name of it. It's this this drink from yak's milk. It's It's kind of alcoholic. It looks disgusting and smells even worse.
By kind of, do you mean incredibly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't find it in
I'd probably put her on our backs anyway, considering the
Shit.
state we're in.
It's chat or something. It's called chat or something, or chut.
I mean, are we obliged to drink this?
No, you don't. You don't have to. Just Siva like brings you some because it's been told by the locals that it helps. It can help relieve altitude sickness.
By just getting you absolutely blasted.
Possibly, yes. Possibly.
Oh, that can work. Okay, so it's a case of gone. When in Rome and all that business.
So yeah, if you're going to drink it, you can make a Constitution check. It won't be hampered by any penalties. Just a normal Constitution check to see if you can keep it down because it is pretty rancid.
Pretty ropey.
So fermented yak's milk.
Hell yeah, let's get them on.
Sounds disgusting.
George has a strong
So I pulled out the back.
I'm like, I do like that. I put my glass up for a second round. In fact, I take anyone else's who's not drinking.
Right, so
It's probably hard to
Yeah, I'm not
distinguish
drinking.
between what the drink is and what the drink is that came back up.
Yeah, I take Charles's off and I give it a swill and I'm like, as he runs out of that.
excuse me, I've had a privileged lifestyle, you know, I'm used to comforts in life. This is like well out of my comfort zone, this. Hiking and
Yeah.
stuff and going up strange mountains, you know what I mean? It's normally rich people who sit on my couch and tell me their problems, or I go to courtrooms and, you know, try to understand why people do silly things. Like start cults. And then they give me a plausible reason why, and then it's all good. They can go back to society.
But yeah, so you managed to settle down. I mean, it seems to be, it's not even the place where you're going to be sleeping. It's not even an inn. It kind of looks like a storeroom, like a village storeroom. There's like bundles of grain and other things stacked up in like one half of the room. So you're giving over like one corner where you can put down your bedrolls and spend the night. And because you're going to be here for the rest of the day and the evening, it will give you chance to try and recover from the altitude sickness. If you have managed to stomach the drink, you can have a bonus dice on your Constitution check.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
No. It's got worse.
So it
Clearly, not stomaching the drink.
I tell you what, that drink is
I don't know,
literally
Do I need to roll again?
is
That cleared me right out, that did.
Well, I
Maybe
mean,
that's what I needed.
Me
Needed
and
to go
Charles,
barf.
Charles needed the chuck up. I needed the yak's milk.
Yeah.
So no, Marcus don't need to roll because he's
Oh,
not
sorry.
suffering from altitude sickness. But good roll.
Yeah.
So Gerald,
No.
Gerald doesn't. He doesn't manage to fight off. Maybe his weakened constitution is already addled with
Yeah.
overindulgence with alcohol. Anyway,
My constitution is not in a good way.
no, it wasn't to start with. I don't think, was it?
20.
Oh dear. So Gerald probably spends the rest of the day and the night just huddled in his blanket, curled up in the corner of the room, leaving the rest of you to do pass the time as you will. So the villagers here, compared to previous places you've been, the locals here are much louder spoken and more boisterous, and almost all the men wear long curved knives at the belts. and they're often found. You can almost any point of the day you can find groups of them, sort of drinking and smoking out on the street, in front of the homes. The only place where this isn't evident is anywhere near the temple. So everybody behaves, in a respectful manner near the temple.
Did we give our offering to the temple, or too busy chucking up?
You're not throwing up all day.
All right, so we'll go and give our offering to the temple, I think, and see if we can make some discreet inquiries about previous parties that have been through.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want Siva to
Siva
accompany?
can sort of translate for us. He can sort of open the dialogue.
Okay. So you reach, you head up to the.
You don't want me to use my charming wit?
Sorry?
You don't want me to use my charming wit?
No. Nor do we want you to psychoanalyze them.
So you approach the temple that's at the far end of the settlement, and it's quite. I wouldn't say it's not a grand structure, but it's a bigger structure, bigger temple than the ones that you previously encountered. And it's attended by a single monk in robes. And there's a little bit of as you try and enter, the monk appears at the doorway and initially refuses your entry. And there's a little bit of confusion till Siva manages to, with some trouble, manage to recognise it and translate. It says that you need to remove your shoes, all footwear before entering.
That's valid.
Fair enough.
So once you've done this, the monk's attitude becomes far more friendly, and he with a smile he shows you in and starts showing you around the interior of the temple and pointing things out. Although lots of it's lost, and you see there's struggling to keep up with translation, and he's not sure himself of what a lot of the things is that the monk is saying, because he's almost speaking entirely in Tibetan. But inside this building is quite simple, despite its size, compared to the other structures you've encountered, other temples. And its interior is unexceptional, except for a mural that dominates the far wall. A mural of the 5 Buddhas. And you can, if you want, you can make an anthropology roll if you're capable, or an extreme education roll would also do it.
Yeah, that's on the
No.
So Gerald, you're holed up in the room.
Am I? Yeah, just busy vomiting somewhere.
So Charles has managed it. That's
Wow.
an extreme success.
Charles actually knows something. It's probably bullshit.
Steady.
Nobody there to call
We
him out.
don't actually know what he actually knows yet, so it's be like Charles looks around. He studies the statues and notices you're in Tibet.
So Marcus, you can make a roll as well.
Oh, I've got nothing on anthropology.
You can do an education. If you get an extreme success on education, you know something. So while you're doing that, so Charles, can you tell us why you know what these things are?
Obviously I've been looking at during the course of my studies, and I started looking at the cults. I'm looking at how various cultures cross-reference and what the similarities are, and why it leads we can see similar behaviours throughout the world. So with these religious structures, why are they more similar than dissimilar? And how does it play on the human psyche?
Oh, in fact, sorry to break in that, but in fact, because of Marcus's personal interest in global religious myths.
Religious myths, yeah.
Yeah. So I will allow you to know something with that just that normal roll actually.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, so both Marcus and Charles, probably even Matt. Yeah, well, with just normal roll, your knowledge is about the same. If you had a hard success, then you'd probably be a bit more knowledgeable. But yeah, so you don't know a lot, but you do recognise these 5 figures depicted in, or some of these 5 figures depicted in this mural. They're types of Buddha. So they're different faces, different representations of the Buddha. So the first one is the lotus born, the next the light maker, then the fierce master, and the 4-armed great black divinity. But the last, the 5th, you don't recognise. It's a robed, hooded figure in white. I think I've got pictures of the Buddhas as well somewhere.
So if I sort of rattle these off loudly, so Siva can translate, and then I sort of point to the last one and go, forgive my ignorance. Who be this?
So Siva attempts to ask. He asks the monk, and again,
As long as he translates that I know the first 4, so I have an interest.
So yeah, there's a bit of back and forth, and like you can see Siva getting a little bit frustrated. He's like struggling with the translation, but eventually kind of nods and turns to you and says, "The monks refers to this one. The translation. It's a little confused, but I think in English this would be the god in yellow. He's a god of the sky."
The word yellow kind of balk a bit and go.
How long have you worshipped him?
Yeah, this is what you're asking the monk.
Yeah, because I'm presuming that. I mean, we'd probably know a little bit about Tibet and maybe that it's Buddhist and stuff. But if we recognise him as sort of not Buddhist,
so it appears to be. It's like drawn in. It's not like in a different style. It's like another depiction of a Buddha, but it's not one that you're that anybody's that either Charles or Marcus are familiar with. So it's not a Buddha. It's just a different. It's like this. It's one in a hooded robe, a hooded white robe. But yeah, the monk says this. This has always been the way. And it just like passed it off as being this one of the many faces of Lord Buddha.
Does Lord Buddha have a temple to this face?
How do you mean?
Are there specific temples set up for each facet? Is there a big arrow going this way to that god's temple where the cultists are?
So yeah, the monk doesn't really understand what it is you're asking.
Siva's going to have to give us some money back. He might have spoofed a bit when he bargained for his services.
So Siva just like most of these temples they don't revere one aspect. They revere all aspects of Buddha. I mean, there's some, you'll get some regional variations and things, which presumably that's what this is.
Suppose we should ask about Corey's party if they've been through here.
Yes, the monk says tells you that they do remember a group of white men passing through several months ago, accompanied by a guide from Bakara.
Were they a better translator? Not a big at Siva because I'm getting a bit frustrated.
So Steve says, I'm sorry, Mr. Highsmith, Dr. Highsmith, if my services are falling below my expected standards.
This is important stage of this journey where we need to find out where these people have went. It's paramount we get this right. These are the only people that can help us, so we go the right direction.
Yes, I understand. I understand, Dr. Highsmith. I shall try better. I apologise for my incompetence. I shall attempt to correct the situation immediately. And he like bows,
Just sort of nods stiffly at him,
scrapes
just
and
let him
bows,
know.
and leaves the temple.
Obviously we, but sort of give a gesture to the monk of thanks. I suppose we'll retire our room.
Okay, right.
Try and plan out the next stage, what we're going to do.
Pardon me. Okay. So.
Putting our shoes back on, of course, just in case you try and
Yes.
catch a bit of that.
I was doing that.
You accidentally walk barefoot through the hills and get frostbite.
And a giant thorn. Do you work on a giant thorn that pierces your foot and you die?
Right, so
yeah. So Siva returns after sort of basically canvassing the village for about an hour or two, and he comes back looking a little bit dejected, and immediately spends the first 10 minutes apologising for not doing better. Before he reveals to you that he has found he did speak to a few people who remembered them Quarry and the rest of the party passing through, but he regrets that he wasn't able to really learn anything new, other than they spoke of one of them being incredibly humble and like a prince, and being touched by the gods.
Do they know his name?
No.
it has to be Quarry.
Yeah.
So
They referred to him as the man in white.
Yeah, it has to be Quarry.
Yeah.
Here's the question. Obviously, while it's useful having this, the porters and the train, they're not going to take us exactly where we need to be. At what point do we have to break off ourselves? And how do we get the trail? Because they're going to follow the trade routes. We know this. These guys have left the trade routes. They didn't go to Mustang. And this is probably where they're going to try and lead us. They're just following the trade routes. We just happen to go along with them. At some point, we're going to have to just break off ourselves and carry what we can to find out where they're holding this ritual to stop it. We'll just take some dynamite with us and find the mountain and just blow it up before they can complete the ritual.
Yeah, although they've been here for months.
They have.
Yeah.
It's almost 6 months ago since they said they came on this. They took this journey.
Yeah, but these are not slow. These are slow planners. And I'm surprised nobody's went missing. Like, every other ritual they've taken part in has involved human sacrifice. These are tight-knit villages. How come people haven't went missing?
Because we're not close enough yet. The closest village, there'll be like nobody there.
Yeah. But there has to be a point we need to break off. How do we find out when we do this so we don't wander aimlessly in these mountains?
We've got a map. Oh no, we haven't. Sorry.
No.
No,
No.
we have got a map. It's just not of the right area. Or
It's
the right-
just intent. Yeah.
Yeah.
The current map on the screen's a plot device. As
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
useful.
so the
Yeah.
map you've got is off
Spain.
over here somewhere. It's the eastern border of Tibet.
Mm.
But so yeah, regards that. So you know Quarry, or at least on reputation from people people you've met, people you spoke to. In fact, from Marcus himself, since he's met Malcolm Quarry before, they all portray him as being quite a nice, kind, honourable man, and according to accounts, Malcolm Quarry was appalled by methods, some of the methods of the other group, which is why he had a big part of why he broke off from them.
Yeah, he was trying to summon even evil gods the right way.
Yes, which which for whatever reason he considers. Yeah, he thinks he's doing something. You get the impression that he thinks he's doing something good.
That's most lunatics think they are.
Yeah. You can also all make a apart from Marcus, because he's not really. Well, Marcus as well, but you can all make an
Have a dice roll. Don't be so mean.
You can all make an idea roll. It has to be it needs to be a hard idea roll, or in Marcus's case, an extreme one, because he's not been privy to as much of this stuff.
Do I get to make it as well?
Yes, you do.
Sorry, did you say idea roll?
Idea, yeah. So it's intelligence.
Not today.
I'm
Nothing.
not
Not
going to
today.
pass this. God.
Ooh, Gerald.
My God, I did not have an idea.
Bump your head, you just bang your head against the bricks.
Yeah, discovered a hidden brain tumor.
He found his belly button, start playing with it.
Oh, so Gerald passed. Gerald got a hard success.
Gerald's the only one who had an idea.
Yeah, so Gerald. Let's I'll send this to you. You can.
Came to me in a yak milk fever dream.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. Sorry, I started typing. Except I can't type. There we go. Make of that what you will.
They are like confused, going.
I think we were there or thereabouts, but yeah, Malcolm was on some sort of pilgrimage of grace.
We tried to do that, and some wing thing tried to eat us.
Yeah. We just weren't graceful enough.
I was graceful enough out the door. I was like, nah, not playing. See ya.
Okay, so yeah, like I say, you can make of that what you will. You can interpret how you what I've told you, how you wish.
Did we get dynamite? We didn't, did we?
You have
Or
got
did we?
dynamite now. You've not been travelling with dynamite.
I think we need dynamite. I've just got an idea in my head that we need dynamite. And I'm cursing myself for not
Trust that
packing
too
any.
much. There we go. Okay, so unless there's anything else, we shall pass to the next day.
Yeah.
So, you set off a bit later than normal the next day, January the 19th.
Probably wise.
Yeah, probably wise. As Gerald still hasn't recovered. The rest of you feel much better after a long rest. Gerald is still in a bad way, but Pemba returns with a big grin on his face, hands out small gifts to each of the porters and each of you.
Ooh, what is it?
It's
Is
just
it
like
some sort of altitude sickness spell?
no, it's just a small carving, sort of wooden carving of a Buddha of a Buddha that represents good fortune and wealth.
Looks like there's a wedding about to happen.
So yeah, so Siva smiles and it lifts the mood of the porters and the group, perhaps the group in general. And Siva relates that it seems that Pemba's negotiations for this arranged marriage were a success.
Okay.
So he's a little bit. He arrives to arrange the porters and get you all underway a little bit later than normal. So it's maybe not until after 9 o'clock that you set off. Going slow because Gerald's really struggling. It's in fact you can make it, Gerald. You can make a luck roll.
That's substantially better than my constitution.
Yeah, it's a good job. It better be as well. Oh
Oh,
dear.
yes.
Never mind. Never
Oh my
mind.
gosh. He's just dead.
Oh wow. So Siva and Pemba tried to negotiate the purchase of a mule to assist you at least part of the way, but unfortunately they're not able to secure one.
Did I in fact fail? Yeah.
Kicks him.
So it's slow going. You're having to stop quite regular, probably every hour or so.
Oh,
Because
guess
of-
who's
because of
guarding
Gerald.
base camp and is probably going to survive the adventure.
So again, the trail follows the bed of the Gandaki River, and here the river flows much more fiercely, and the variety in landscape is reduced even more to just rocks and cliffs. And even close to the riverbank, there's no longer any greenery. So your party is climbing high up into the mountains, and you're reaching the edge of the great Central Asian plains. A welcome stop at another roadside inn after the first few hours allows those who wish it to refuel on Chang. This is what it is, a type of low alcohol wine. It's not the one that's made from yak. yak's milk. This is a type of low alcohol wine made from barley, but it's kind of almost like the way it's brewed. It's almost intoxicating, a bit like mild effects of cocaine.
Ooh, that sounds good to
I'll
me.
give that a whirl.
Yeah.
Which
It'd be rude not to, you know what I mean? We've got to experience these cultures.
well, on top of that, it serves a practical purpose for similar reasons as they were trying to feed you, or maybe they were just having a joke with you. But like in South America, in places with high altitudes, they chew on coca leaves
Yeah,
to relieve altitude sickness.
I will definitely give that a go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yes, so Gerald, you can make another Constitution check because of that.
Can I do it with like 5 bonus dice?
Everybody hands him a cup.
Yeah.
Here, have mine.
5 cups, but you'll not be going anywhere then. Okay, so yes, so you managed to recover. Not fully.
I'm absolutely off my tits on
Yeah.
whatever this stuff is, man.
Yeah, you're not fully recovered, but you managed to just acute, so reduce it a level. So you're still suffering from mild effects of altitude sickness. So you're still a bit unsteady.
And mild
sick.
effects of alcohol poisoning.
Yes. Yeah.
The rest of us just get bladdered.
So Pemba and the rest of the porters freely partake of quite a few mugs or cups of Chang before happily pressing on. Seaver doesn't partake at all.
He's too busy learning Tibetan. He better be
Well,
studying.
it's against it's I believe if you inquire,
Probably
he
against
sort of
his
hints
religion.
it's against his religion. Yeah. So-
well, I'm capable of walking. Best foot forward, I think.
Yes. So Seaver has managed to, on the plus side, Seaver has also managed to get you essentially a walking stick. Although you've already got a cane, so that doesn't really
I've
matter.
got my cane, yeah.
So you got 2 now.
But
but
two
yeah.
is-
Tape them together, put a stick in, he can have a Zimmer frame.
So leaving behind this roadside inn, a brief windstorm picks up again. It's pretty brutal. There's like blows like dust and grit into your face and eyes, and as the shadows lengthen as the day passes on, you come to what looks like a fortress perched high on the cliffs late in that afternoon. It's perhaps 100 yards on each side, with tall, smooth walls that lean slightly inwards. And Seaver, translating from what Pemba tells you that this is Cag, the town of Cag. And Pemba leads your group to a small gate in one end of the wall. That the gate's so small that you have to move in single file through a narrow passage. Beyond the gate, into a square that's hemmed in by red and white brick houses. So Cag is clearly built in recognisable Tibetan style, with high houses joined to present almost like a windowless box on the outside. And only the lofty red monastery that dominates the town is built with a different aspect. So again, the people here are quite loud and boisterous, and they sort of bustle around you all, sort of like trying to, like, Seaver doing his job, fending them off as they're just harassing you, pulling at your clothes, look, just examining you more than not actually trying to sell you anything, just like sort of poking and prodding at you and pulling at your clothes and looking at you just out of curiosity. Back home you'd be considered incredibly rude, but this seems to be just the way it is. But yeah, Seaver does his job well and managed to eventually fend off these overly inquisitive people. But they have lots of questions as well. So they're constantly asking Pember questions about you all, and so Seaver's you can see the stress mounted on Seaver as he's trying to like translate and answer this barrage of questions that are being relayed through Pember. And this continues as you make your way through this town to an inn where you'll be staying. But the upshoot, as this barrage of questions continues for well into the evening, but the upshoot of this is you do actually learn something. You again hear stories of 4 white men that passed through here last season. But also, interestingly, that a white man is at the monastery at Tay, which is
Right about.
which is here. In fact, I should mark on the map where you are. I'll draw the
Is it Cag Benny
line.
that we're at the minute?
Yeah, Cag. Yeah, there. Cag Benny. So a white man is at the monastery in Tay, but nobody seems to know what became of the rest of the party. And the people whisper that ghosts are stalking the mountains, and some say that ghosts took the other white men. They tell
How far are we from Tay, like roughly from here?
So yeah, they tell you that Tay is north and east, about 2 days travel from here.
Is that 2 days out of our way? That's the question.
No.
Where are we heading?
No, it's
No,
the way
that's,
that you.
that's where we're heading.
We're heading like
Oh, okay.
down here anyway.
So like I say, you obviously the most interesting, exciting thing that's happened here for a while, and like I said, this throng of people doesn't leave you alone. They fill the inn where you're staying, and again this like I said, this barrage of questions is just almost constant. And in amongst this crowd, one of the villagers is reaching out to you and grabs hold of let's see, who is it? Of Marcus. So one of them kind of from behind grabs hold of your clothes and tugging at your clothes.
What do you want?
So as you turn round to indignantly asking him what he wants, even though he has no idea, obviously has no idea what he's saying. You see he's holding something out it's a small book bound in red leather.
That's a bit fancy for the hills.
Yeah. Interesting. Shiva. What's this? Is he giving it to me? Does he want me to give him money for it? What's the situation here?
So he tries speaking to the man and sees nods his head and says he wishes to sell you this book. He claims it is from the white man at the monastery.
Okay. How much? What are we bargaining? What are we trading? I've got stuff to trade.
So what are you going to offer him?
Yeah, we've got a couple of bags of jewellery.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to give him some jewellery.
Yeah.
How many pounds worth of jewellery are you giving him?
Oh God.
Can we start with £1?
Let's haggle. Yeah. Let's start with £1 of
For
jewellery.
50p, half a pound, 50p.
Okay, so yeah,
Let's not be over.
he quite happily takes the minimum that you give him, 50, maybe 50p a pound, a British pound worth of cheap silver jewellery from the markets, and
Cheapsilverjewelry.com.
and he hands you this
Special.
he hands you this book, this red leather-bound book, just a slim volume, like designed to be stuffed in a pocket. And yeah, so it's gold. There's the title in gold, embossed gold text on the cover, and it's in Italian.
I speak Italian.
You do indeed speak Italian, so it's lucky that he actually picked you. So it is an Italian to Hindi and Hindi to Italian dictionary.
Oh, nice.
Good effort.
So
They'll speak Latin up here.
So as you take this book, you make this exchange. You take this book and you turn away. Again, this man grabs hold of your clothes and like tugs on your clothes, like saying something to you.
Yes.
So you turn round and it seems this isn't the only thing he's offering you, and he hands you a small, thin, black leather book. And a small battered cardboard box, about 6 inches square.
Does he need more cash?
No,
for this?
no. Apparently, this was part of the deal.
Oh, nice.
You can bargain again.
Can I? Yeah, I don't know what's in the blooming box. I don't know whether. I
So
want to risk opening
he
the box.
bows and touches his forehead.
What's in the box?
What's the box?
So the man bows and touches his forehead and and just eventually disappears into the crowd.
Okay. I take it there's nothing dodgy about this box. Do I need a spot hidden check or something?
Well, so it's just a plain
Okay.
cardboard box.
Okay, let's open it.
Okay. So inside the
26
car,
of dynamite.
so rolling around in the bottom of this cardboard box, it's mostly empty, or rather not rolling around. So sitting in the bottom of this cardboard box are 6 fully loaded rifle clips.
What?
Interesting. Does anyone need rifle ammo?
Well, why is he handing this over?
Yeah.
What's in the black book?
Let's have a look in the black book.
That's Simba.
Seaver.
Yeah, he's close enough. Simba.
He's come join
Details.
Steve and Bamba into Simba. It's like,
Okay,
yeah,
so
melded into one person.
Seaver looks around and he kind of he spots the guy who gave you these things. He's just sort of about to leave the inn, and so Seaver pushes his way through the crowd and follows him outside.
Okay. Let's have a look in the book.
Okay, so the book again is in Italian, and it is a journal, a travel journal, written by Carlo Schiapone, one of the expedition members, the university
Nice.
student.
What does it say?
Oh well,
Let's
it's
read it.
quite extensive. So it'll take an hour or two to read through it.
Have we got an hour to kill, guys? So we can have a read through?
Got the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. I'll do that.
Okay, so you
While you're
perhaps
doing that, I'll make
you
some
perhaps wait till all the commotion dies down, because you can, like I say, you can't concentrate. You don't get a moment's peace until finally the innkeeper tires of all the. Even he tires of all the commotion, despite the extra business it's drawn in. Of course, during this time, Seaver returns and tells you that he managed to speak to this man, who apparently a goat herd, and he says that he found these things in a rucksack that he found abandoned on the side of the trail between below the monastery at Tay.
Okay. That doesn't sound too good.
Yeah.
At least that's the best that that Siva could determine from his limited knowledge of Tibetan. So you can read this diary if you wish.
Yeah, I'd like to read the diary.
Okay. I shall present it to you, and I guess I shall. Well, in fact, Marcus, you can read it because you can read Italian, so I shall give it you to read out to everybody. There are several pages.
Oh God.
Yes. Let me just find it for you.
Whose idea was this? Sorry, guys.
So Siobhan's diary, configure ownership. Well, everybody can look at it, but yeah, I'll give you the task of reading it out to everybody. So a little tip for reading it out.
It's in Italian.
The appropriate hand
In
gestures
fact,
need to be
that's a good point. I'm not going to let everybody read it because you can't read it because it's in Italian. So, so that 1 second. There we go. Observer. Right. So if you go to the journal tab, you should see an entry in a folder. Tatters of the King, Book 3, Bombay to Drakmar, and you should see an entry that says Siobhan's diary.
Oh my God.
See it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so a little tip. So if you open it up, there's down the
Yeah.
side, you've got an index for like pages 1 to 6.
Yeah.
You can see the image. So if you click on the image, it'll pop it out and make it much bigger and much more legible to read.
Okay. Do you want me to read this aloud for everyone? Like the whole thing?
Yes.
Ugh. Alright, ready, guys. I didn't bring a drink. Damn it. Right. Day 1. Leave Naples on the Vittorio Alfieri, bound for Bombay. Dirty, cramped, and noisy. Seaworthy, I think. It carries. I can't read that.
Anzalone,
Anzalone, Quarry,
Quarry,
and
Del Negro,
Del Negro, and me in addition to its cargo of wine. Day 2. Away from. Oh my God. These words are small and I can't read them.
I'll read it out. Do you want me to read? Are you okay, or do you want me to read it?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
The plans to get to Mustang and Drakmar. Going on to Calcutta and Darjeeling means a journey around the Himalayas and through Tibet. This adds a month or more against the other route. North through India to Natanwa. If we take that route and get across the border, we walk north through the Nepalese foothills, then up to Kali Gandaki River, valley between the mountains into Mustang and Drakmar. We agree on Natawa to convince our companion. Day 4, writing this on the desk somewhere in the eastern Mediterranean. Yesterday, Bori used the sweet words of Hastur to break Del Negro's memory of the ending he was given by the army. Orders he was given by the army. Today he employed a variation on the same subtle language to tell him our goal is Drakmar. Del Negro now thinks that this was the plan all along. I almost feel sorry for the fool. Anzalone has told the ship's captain we'll leave at Bombay. Day 12. Talking to one of the sailors, I learn he is from just outside Sokochawa.
Yeah, I can't pronounce that either.
we find we both-
Civitavation.
I can learn to understand you much better if I can get familiar with the way.
My cat's just knocking shit off and making Siri talk to me.
we find we both know one of the priests there. I can't. Day 18. I can't sleep. In the dark, my mind always races, but not with the usual nighttime thoughts of my mortality.
Mortality.
What are we doing? I have so many fears. Will we find Drakmar? If we do, will we be killed by Shomaguk? Oh,
Shauna Fawn.
Shauna Fawn and the Sutsoa, as they must have killed so many. What if we are to fail to help the King in Yellow back to Earth? What if we succeed? Oh my god, there's tons of this.
Page 2.
Day-
You sure you don't
Day
want me to
9
read it?
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, okay.
The writing's terrible.
Yeah, it is a bit hard. So day 19. No, we attempt a great thing. We will be legend. Day 25. It's not easy to sleep in the heat. I am counting the days until we leave this hulk. Day 36. Arrive in Bombay and claim we are heading for Darjeeling and Tibet. Day 37. Anzalone, Quarry and I went to the Towers of Silence to speak to an Indian holy man, a Parsi of local renown. Most go to listen, we went to talk. We talked of Shauna Fawn and the white acolyte he waits for. We talked of the sun. We talked of the sun, the acolyte, the king in yellow, the tattered king who sees only in dreams, and the stranger in the pallid mask, the ghost who moves among us. And we spoke of Hastur, the father whom Quarry and Villas have seen. I watched the man closely. Though he didn't speak, I can read a man's eyes, and he knew that what we said was true, knew what was coming, knew we were part of it. Day 38. We walked into Bombay today, and we saw the yellow sign painted and set out. We saw the white silks and the tattered rags of the king. We are lords of this place. The prophet walked among us, and my doubts are gone. Day 39. We are leaving the city by train. It is 4 days to the border. Day 42. The country is endless. It seems as though we travel against a current, traversing the same landscape hour after hour. The people here impress me. They are full of life, serious, devout and proud. They are ready, and this will be good land when his. Day 43. The town of Nortanwa. We hope to cross the border here tomorrow and meanwhile collect food and other equipment. The town has most of what we need. Page 3. Day 45. Anzalone has yet to find a guide. Quarry and I said we should go now and find a guide over the border, but Del Negro says that we must wait, that we can't carry all that we need ourselves, and Anzalone listens to him. We now think we will have to wait for a caravan to arrive south from Nepal. Day 47. A caravan of Nepalese have arrived today. Anzalone talked to them in his little Nepalese and in Hindi. They'll take us and our loads as far as Pokhara. Now we wait until the leader, his name is Ripatendruk, transacts his business here before we can leave. Day 51. Tendruk is not ready. He shows no urgency. He just smiles and he can't be bullied. I am nervous that we will attract attention from the British. We are so close now. I look north and know the clouds hide the mountains where he can be found. Day 52. We finally entered Nepal today. This morning the porters complained of what they were given to carry, and I had to weigh every load and make them exactly alike before they would take them up. The 4 of us did not cross the border with them, but rather moved through the trees off away to one side and rejoined them further down the road. Anzalone has shaved off his beard and moustache, and we all now hide in heavy Nepalese robes that they wear. We had little trouble. We did come to a
Nah, they haven't
checkpoint.
covered themselves with shit.
No, apparently not.
Alright, that's funny they didn't have to do that.
We had little trouble. We did come to a checkpoint where the guards seemed angry and wanted to know who we were, but when Anzalone gave our guide some coins and 2 bottles of the local spirit to pass on, they were happy with that. So, page 4. Day 57. The village of Pokhara. Tendruk lives here and won't go further north, so we need another guide. We also need more supplies. The paper money we brought is useless. The people here don't want it, and now we're low on coins. Day 59. We have a new guide, Yangsa Chumpo, a Tibetan. Del Negro and I go with him to look at the way north and west, while Anzalone and Quarry stay in the village. They feel the lack of air already. Day 61. I have to say I need some real food. We're living on rice and little else. Day 63. Leave Pokhara and press on. The 3 of us, Del Negro, Chumpo, 4 porters, 5 yaks, each with a driver. The yaks are strong and evil-tempered beasts. Day 65. Anzalone swapped jewellery he bought in India for potatoes, eggs and chicken. A feast. Day 67. Finally made the river today. Day 71. The village of Tukchukcha. Day 72. Today, by our reckoning, we entered Mustang. In the morning, we will head to the Annapura and start the search for Drakmar. It was a hard climb today, and though Del Negro and I are fit, Quarry and particularly Anzalone need much help. Their breathing is ragged and Anzalone complains of headaches and nausea. Day 74. We headed out from Anzalone's map reference. We split up. I led one group to climb the dry valley. Del Negro takes the other over the other side of the ridge to the south. We walk all day and meet to camp as the light fails. It's very cold and hard going. No one lives up here. There is nothing for anyone. Page 5. Day 75. We found it. My group came across it at midday, just where we thought it would be. The tall cliffs and the valley floor are painted orange, and there are caves all around. Our porters have left, and although the guide stayed, he will not camp in the valley. Anzalone is quite sick now. He woke several times in the night saying he was suffocating. Day 76. We entered Drakmar for the first time, and there is script on the walls with drawings. In the 4th cave, a creature was watching us from the shadows, quite still, a Tetsuo. When I saw him, he moved quietly away. Del Negro saw him then, and he shouted and raised a gun, but I stopped him. I said it must have been a monk or even one of the porters come back, but he does not believe that. He is very watchful now. Our guide left in the night. We went in again today and found fresh waste and then human bones. Just jaws, which I think had been stripped by human teeth.
Oh, Christ.
There's a deep, regular noise that can be heard. Was it there all the time? And the ground seems to tremble ever so slightly. It moves in rhythm with my own heart. I think I am close to panic. Del Negro insists we must leave this place, and we agreed. He's packing everything as I write this and intends to watch all night, but none of us will really leave here. Page 6. What we have done in dreams. I saw the monster, the root of all evil, a dream and reality, a nightmare or not, and waking in a surge of fear and pleasure, the 3 of us, and he was a little way off. They talked, and when they looked around at me with his eyes, I struck him down and hit him again and again. He took so long to fall, and I am looking at him now. They were furious. What have you done? What have you done? Wasted hatred. What have you done? But how could he matter? Was he the white acolyte? No. What have you done? No. He lies still, spread out before me. A bloody cut of meat he waits for them, and we with him. They will come. A god, a monster. What have I done? Is out there a piece of the monster Mirinigri. What have I done? 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 And that's where it ends.
It's almost like an all work and no play mix jacket old boy.
So I will be
That's
kind,
messed up.
since you've had it you translated it, I will be kind and give you all access to it.
So they did go through Mustang. I thought it said they turned off.
So the Mustang is,
Well,
is
he
that
thought
area.
that, yeah, Mustang's like right on. We've maybe just got into the corner of Mustang.
Yeah, so it's that Mustang is that entire like area. It's all this area.
So yeah, we've maybe just scraped into it.
So yeah, CAG is kind of in the Mustang area,
All right.
yeah. Okay, so yeah.
Hopefully we get some more answers at the monastery.
So it's late into the night by the time Marcus finishes reading, translating this diary to you.
Oh well, I think we head out in the morning. We'll go to the monastery. I'm a funny feeling the author of this is the person waiting there. Definitely one of the group.
Yeah.
Unless it's some random Russian, then we're stuffed. Hang on, bang me a second. Got my tea.
Okay, so that night you as you drift off to sleep, you're vaguely aware of a lively debate. Almost sounds like a heated argument between the porters and Pember. And the next morning, when you awake and get yourselves ready for the to continue the journey, you join the others outside, and the porters are clearly unhappy and are complaining to each other and to Pembe without just constantly as you set off and leave the town of Cag behind. So after only a mile, the riverbanks become cliffs towering above you, almost and quickly become almost sheer. The valley is an incredible 18,000 feet deep, where it cuts through the Himalayas, and about 15 that lie about 15 miles ahead of you. But you turn and leave the Kali Gandaki behind. And the next few hours are spent scrambling up the gravel slopes that makes up the river's eastern bank. Is becoming bitterly cold now, and you're at an altitude of at least 11,000 feet. You've passed the northern side of the Annapurna range, and looking back south and east, you can see the mountain tops covered with snow. And on the northern peaks that rise 26,000 feet into the sky, and somewhere up there, according to Shipon's diary, is Drakmar. Thankfully, just as you're about to give up, and it's getting dark, you reach the tiny remote village of Tayan. So you've only travelled a really short distance today.
Doesn't bode particularly well.
No.
Well, a sound night's sleep with no dreams or anything a hearty breakfast, and we'll be fine.
So this is the last settlement before the monastery.
I'm sure that diary is nothing to worry about.
But you see, they came with paper money and arrogance, where we traded and got jewels, and we got better prepared, and we brought extra rations, and we've been using the villages, so we've been more sensible than them.
Yeah.
And we're not trying to resurrect old gods that destroy the world, we're trying to stop it, so we're good.
We're the good guys.
Definitely.
So, in Tayan, Siva, with Pember's help, manages to secure somewhere to spend the night. Again, it's little more than like a village storage building. And again, almost constantly, you can hear the arguments between the porters and Pember, sorry. So Siva, feeling guilty about his not performing his job up to expectations after his telling off by Dr. Highsmith, he busies himself about the village, speaking to the locals, and about the time, about an hour or so before you're getting ready to retire for the evening, perhaps by now Gerald has already fallen into a fitful sleep, still feeling the ill effects of altitude sickness. Siva comes with a smile on his face, but also a worried look on his face. That when he sees you, when he sees that you see him, he sort of composes himself and that disappears. She says, "I've spoken to many of the locals and they confirmed that there is indeed a white man stranger at the monastery at Tay. Apparently there's a boy that lives at the monastery who comes to Tayan for food for the lama and the monks each week, and he has told them that he told the people here that this white stranger walked into the monastery from the mountains, and that sometimes he uses their language and sometimes he spoke in the language of the gods. And the boy claimed that this man had followers, but the ghosts took them. The Lama thinks that the ghosts came from Drakmar, where Guru Rinpoche killed the demon ogress Balmo. And they claim that the stranger is clearly touched by the gods. So Siva explains that Guru Rinpoche is kind of a mythical hero that killed this giant demonic ogre called Balmo in the mountains around where Drakmar is supposed to be located. And her blood and the demon's blood soaked the mountains red.
How did he manage to kill the ogre?
In a battle. Siva doesn't know the details of it.
More,
It's an old
specifically,
legend.
are there no specifics?
No. He says I'm not. It just says he's not aware himself. So I can ask.
That would be good. Specifics we're looking for.
But that will have to wait till tomorrow now, Mr. Black.
Okay.
But the villagers say that the boy has not been seen for many weeks now, and they claim that Balmo stalks the mountains again, and no, everyone refuses to go up there. And as
We're up our own
as
weaknesses.
Siva's relating this, you can see his composure slips, and you can see that is this look of worry and concern crosses his face again.
What's the matter, Siva? What's going on? Talk to us.
You can make a persuade roll, or maybe a psychology roll if you don't want to speak to him, but just kind of suss him out.
Ugh. Does anyone else want to do this?
Well, you were the one that was speaking to him, so you have to make the persuade roll if you want to make the persuade roll.
It's not going to work. Crap.
It's nothing too trouble. It's just tired from the journey and the altitude. And these old legends and superstitions have made me uncomfortable. Says, if you'll excuse me, I think I shall retire for this for the evening. And he turns and like goes over to his corner of the room and just wraps himself up in a blanket and rolls over.
There's something plaguing that man.
We're getting close.
Yeah. And I think, I think he's more worried about things than he's letting on.
He's hearing more than what he's letting on to.
Yeah, definitely on that side of things, and he don't want to tell us about it. He's probably conflicted between his what he's hearing and the fact that what he's doing for us.
Mm.
I suppose there's only one thing for it: we kill him.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to do?
Good night's sleep.
Yeah,
Recover from my altitude sickness.
again.
Okay. So yeah, you can. I will allow Gerald another Constitution roll.
Or rather, probably fail to recover from my altitude sickness. Come on, how many does that fail?
You need more cocaine-based beverages.
I
That
do.
wine seemed to have worked. Get you some more of that wine.
Oh,
More
well,
booze.
Okay. So you retire for the evening, eventually falling to sleep. Or even though these are probably the most uncomfortable beds you've slept in so far, which is you're pretty much just sleeping on floorboards, but you're exhausted. And the dreams come to you again, even to Marcus this time.
Oh.
And you each dream the same dream. And as before, they seem, or more, in fact more than before, they seem incredibly vivid. And Gerald, George and Charles, you can all make a sanity roll before the dream even starts.
Oh, lovely.
Come on.
Wibble.
Okay, so Charles and Gerald, probably Gerald in particular, there's something different about how you experience this dream. It's not, it doesn't bring on a feeling of dread or terribleness. It's almost beguiling, enticing. You almost welcome it. And you find yourself stood among finely dressed people, talking and laughing. Your surroundings are gracious, and music plays, and your eyes are upon a particularly lovely girl here in white lace and muslin. One by one, men approach her, but after a brief moment, each quickly slips away, and you notice they look panicked and lost. When the last has gone, she raises her fan to her face and turns towards you. You walk over, and then your fingers are against the small of her back, guiding her in the dance. Her perfume fills the room, and now the two of you are alone in a gallery of glass doors all along one wall. You realise you've not seen her face yet, and suddenly you are afraid. A chill comes off her, and you shut your eyes tight. You feel her hand on your face, cold and questing. Something brushes your eyelids. You open them and look out and see darkness without end. Deeper than the black ocean, you are submerged in its waters, pushed down upon and falling upwards at the same time. You're dying slowly, still holding tight, falling up into the stars that are her face. Even as the pain and terror overwhelm you, you know there should be no other end. And this is so right.
This is how you become a cultist.
Do I recognise where I am in the stream?
Yes, you recognise part of some of these locations, yeah. Particularly the ballroom, yeah. So, Gerald and Charles, but you both lose a point of sanity. George, you can make a sanity roll, and Marcus, you can make a sanity roll.
Dickhead.
Ooh, just
Okay,
squeeze them.
George, you just lose 1 point of sanity. Marcus, you lose 1d3 points of sanity. So don't forget, if it knocks up your daily, you can knock it off. It doesn't affect your daily. Yeah.
How do you knock off your daily?
Just press the little. There's a little semicircle with an arrow on the bottom.
Oh, is that just reset the daily, not everything?
Yeah.
Just I didn't want to hit that. Okay.
Oh, okay. Do I need to roll d6? Yeah.
A d6. Yeah.
Half it.
Okay, so yeah, like I say, Charles and Gerald, you just lose one automatically. You don't need to make a sanity roll, but yeah, you wait. When you wait the next morning, you don't feel that same fear, that same uncomfortableness, or even didn't even wake in that familiar cold, panicking sweat. You feel, it's more enticing, beguiling, these dreams now. And you look forward, you almost welcome them returning the next night. And that morning you are woken before the sun even rises by Pember, who is accompanied by a quite flustered looking Seaver. And he explains to you, Seaver explains that Pember and the porters refuse to travel any further and demand any payment that is still due.
Wow, nice. Just gonna nip to the bog. Be right back.
And it was kind of inevitable.
So you looking around as well as you kind of like rub your eyes, rub the sleep from your eyes, look around. You can see all your equipment and belongings have been piled up in this room.
Will they wait for us?
So Pember says no, they will not. They will return. The plan to return, make the journey home today.
Knew this moment was coming.
Yeah.
So we'll, I guess we're setting up a base camp and then we're on our own.
So presumably you're gonna hand over payment, the promised payment.
Yeah.
We don't want to upset nobody, do we?
Okay. So
what are we like for?
Can I try and persuade them to, or bribe them to wait for us for a couple of days?
You can make a roll if you want.
Maybe a week. What do you want? Maybe credit rating if we're trying to bribe them?
Oh, credit ratings would be meaningless here. It'd be
Yeah,
a
I was thinking
persuade.
the chink of cheap jewellery.
Yeah, persuade.
Okay. Come on. No.
No. But yeah, they refuse. They point blank refuse. They will not even entertain the idea, and you get the impression that no amount of bribing, gifts or monetary gain would change the minds, and with that they depart, leaving
Can I go
Seaver.
with them?
Leaving Seaver stood there, who is shifting uncomfortably from one foot to the other.
Oh, go on, fuck off.
So he looks embarrassed, and he doesn't meet your eyes as he says I fear I cannot accompany you any further.
Will you wait here for us?
I will not abandon you. I will wait here. I shall wait until you return from the mountain.
Well, I think it's probably only fair to pay him sort of.
But I ask you, gentlemen, please, and he almost begs you, he says, please reconsider this.
We made a promise.
Right, he looks down at the floor and kind of looks dejected, and so too have I, and I shall wait. I shall wait for your return.
Well, I think we should pay him for what we owe him,
Yeah, in case we don't get an opportunity.
because there is a distinct chance that we might not come back.
So he thanks you, and he looks genuinely embarrassed and kind of dejected. And after you've and he is kind of almost reluctant. It takes some persuading to take the payment ahead of time. But when he finally takes what you give him, he says, I will find a man to take you to as far as the monastery.
Do your best, but we don't expect miracles. We understand the perilous journey that we're on.
Right. So without another word, he kind of looks at each of you, right in the eyes, just like looks clear at you, and then with a sad look on his face, he turns and goes in search of a guide for you.
It's been emotional.
And yeah, if we don't return in a week, best of luck to you.
He kind of just nods, bows, like saying that he goes off to find a guide for you. Like there was kind of sad, solemn expression.
So here's the thing. We have more equipment here than we can carry.
Indeed, you do.
Are we? Is he talking about getting some mules? At least if we get it to the monastery, we'll use that as base camp. Or we're going to have to make a decision now and have everything that we can physically carry on our backs, all we're taking.
So
We'll wait to see what he comes back with.
yeah, so Seaver returns maybe not long, maybe an hour, no more than an hour later, and again he's got this kind of apologetic, sorry but like worried look on his face, and he's constantly apologising, feels like he's letting you down, but at the same time he keeps trying to he keeps trying to convince you to change your minds, to not travel, not to go to the mountains.
Why, Seaver? What's your reason?
He just Says the ghosts. The ghosts of the
What?
mountain will take you.
What ghosts? We've not seen any ghosts.
Says the monks and the priests in the temples. The villagers here claim to have seen the ghosts roaming the mountains. You should not go.
Well,
Promise is a promise.
yeah, we're going.
Says,
We've come this far. I appreciate your concern and your candour.
if you mean to continue, I have found a man who will lead you to the monastery at Tay. He seeks the monk's aid to cure his son who is ill. But he will lead you there.
Okay.
But that is all I could manage. There is no one who will travel there or lend you aid
Because of the ghosts?
because of the ghosts. Because of they claim the demon ogre stalks the mountains.
Did you get anywhere on how the
No,
demon was
I
defeated last time?
no, I fear not. There's just tales of a battle between the demon and this legendary hero, and that he slew the demon, and and disemboweled it, and its blood and its entrails flowed out upon the mountain and coloured it blood red.
Maybe we'll find something at the monastery.
I hope you find what you're looking for, Mr. Black. And he turns and leads you to this, to make your plans. But yeah, so you've got nothing. So you've got no means. The only means you've got of transporting this stuff is yourselves.
Right. So
So you need to make. I want you to make a list of specific things you are taking. Are you going to are you going to take your weapons, or are you going to instead of take weapons, but that means maybe carrying less food? Are you going to leave your tents behind, or are you going to take your tents? Well, what exactly are you taking, and who is carrying what?
How far is it to the monastery?
2 days.
Bastard.
I think, is it 2 days? No,
One
sorry.
day.
It's 1 day. So 2 days from CAG.
right. So
We don't need tents.
well, I was thinking one tent between us all. Can we do that?
You'll not get
Yeah.
all of you in one tent.
I think if it's just a day's travel, we don't need our tents.
So a day, of course, according to locals.
But what about Gerald with his... Obviously, Gerald with your altitude sickness.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to... if it's a day for locals, does that necessarily mean it's a day for us? Or is that if we're looking at 2 days, are we looking at 2.5, 3 days? If we ditch the tents, I feel that's...
And if we ditch the tents and we have to go on from there, where the heck are we going to get tents from?
I mean,
Monastery.
if I'm honest, I think survival is, but look, we know what we're gonna. We know there's obviously a guy there. We know that there's probably quarry at the monastery anyway.
Yeah.
Why do we need weapons? What are 4 rifles, a shotgun, and whatever else we've got? What really do we need such heavy firepower for in Himalayas in the middle of nowhere?
Maybe just
The,
sidearms.
yeah, or what I suggest is maybe 1 rifle.
I'll carry it.
I think if we've got 1 rifle that will ward off anything potential like carnivores or
Tattoos.
psychotic carnivorous yaks, then yeah. But I think everything else should really be focused on A, we've got warm kit on, and B, we've got like food and supplies. Because if not, we'll feel we're not going to make it to monastery.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I do suspect that maybe 1 day for locals is more than 1 day for
Yep. However, if it's going to be more than 1 day, do we need at least some sort of lean-to? Can we fashion that out of?
Can we squeeze into? Can we? You know, I mean, the tents are big and heavy. Can we squeeze into it? Can we squeeze 4 people into a tent?
With 4 people in a tent, you would be literally lying on top of each other. So, although that's not impossible, you know.
I mean,
I'm
bear in
fine
mind,
with that.
yeah, but I'm not thinking. We're not thinking of comfort and luxury.
No.
We're
I mean,
thinking-
yeah, it's not. It wouldn't be impossible, but yeah.
I'm not saying it has to be comfortable, but even if it means that 2
It's
people can,
not freezing to death in the mountains.
2
Yeah.
people can sit up while 2 people fall asleep.
Because
Yeah.
bivy bags haven't been invented yet, have they?
No.
Or what do you call them things? You used to pull up and all sat underneath them in your Bergens.
Oh, like this
The emergency shelter thing. Remember you
stone
pulled them?
shelter things, yeah.
Yeah,
Bother.
they haven't been invented either.
No.
They're cool.
We're still on wax cotton, aren't we?
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you'll be lucky to get wax stuff. I mean, was it the Montgomery? I forget what it's called. The expedition that went to the Himalayas. They literally wore tweed jackets.
Yeah.
They were clever.
Heavy wool.
Yeah, or wool tweed jackets, wool socks, oxygen. You could get oxygen, what called English oxygen, because English people, English explorers, but they refused to take that because they thought it was ungentlemanly. Unsporting.
Yeah. So,
One
yeah,
cooks, like, as in, we need a pot.
Yeah.
a pot
Just-
minimum. Yeah, 1 pot minimum of supplies.
Fuel.
Because there's not much in the way of firewood around here. We've seen that's like
Nothing,
super valuable.
Yeah, next to nothing. I mean, you've been carrying. You may have been carrying. You've probably been carrying kerosene, but that's also bulky and heavy. So, like I said, I literally want a list of everything you're taking and who is carrying what. So you can you can write it into a journal entry or whatever, but I want a list before we go any further.
Okay.
Okay.
So obviously you're going to have to discuss it.
Who's having a compass?
Well, anyone can have it. It won't be too big. I mean, a compass.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
this is tiny.
Want someone who can read it. Nice.
Navigate. Navigate 10. I can probably read a compass.
Yeah.
Is that right? I've created a thing called. Have you seen that on the screen?
Navigate. I've got 61 on that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there it is. Right. Oh, that's why.
You might be able to edit the current packing list.
Yeah,
I think, can't you?
should
Yeah.
be able to do
Yeah,
that.
you
Add
can.
page.
Oh yeah, because I've put packing list and it's that's why it won't let me create it because it's already there.
Yeah, we can.
Right. Are we There's no sign of snow yet, is there?
There are so not Not where you are, no, but you can see like snow up in the mountains.
So, warm clothing, yes. Tennis
Yeah.
racket shoes, no.
No.
Gone.
And it is January.
Somebody else said it then.
Fire stuff, yes. Lamps and paraffin. Do we want? I think we want a lamp.
Probably a lamp and a small amount of paraffin if I need to start a fire,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but not
paraffin. Right.
loads.
Are we talking like a hip flask's worth of paraffin?
I think if we fill a lamp up, so we've got like say a Tilly lamp that's full of paraffin and maybe
Refill.
enough for like a few, like something to put on the stove so we can like melt, like I don't know, boil some water.
Yeah, just in case we need help starting a fire.
What about with us provisions? If we stuff his face with some food now,
Yeah.
we've got it, and then we provision. How many provisions are we going to take? Like 1 day,
2 days.
3 days we'll need.
2 days.
Oh, somebody else is doing it. Sorry, I'll come out of this. Just
Oh, sorry, 2 days worth. Pots and pans. I'm going to put one.
Oh,
One
yeah,
pot.
just a pot.
One pot.
We'll just have a big fryer.
One tent.
Yeah,
Gerald, I'm sorry, the 11-foot pole's gone.
I'll break it in half and make 2 sticks.
We'll make it into 2 5.5-foot poles. That'll be easier.
Yeah,
Notebook. We'll take a notebook, and
Yeah.
that's a pocketbook, so that's not anything.
uh,
Do we need extra ammunition?
probably not. What are we going to take? Sidearms and 1 rifle.
I think if we take 1 rifle with 1 magazine on it and 1 spare magazine.
Are we taking our sidearms with us?
Yeah, because again, that's no really to carry.
Yeah.
1 spare.
Yeah, if we need more than 15, 20 rounds of rifle ammo, we're
Then we
kind of
take
screwed
anyway.
anyway.
Yeah.
Especially without shooting.
2 coils of rope. Do we need any rope? We've not used it yet. We'll walk into a monastery,
Probably not.
and it's big, heavy hemp rope.
Yeah,
We'll keep the compass. We've got sturdy shoes on anyway. The stuff we're going to put into a rucksack.
I'm saying it's going to be like rucksack each, isn't it? So
Yeah. Gun oil and cleaning kit.
again, if our gun needs,
If it needs cleaning after not being fired and firing 15 rounds.
clean it now,
Yeah,
give
bin
it a
it.
good clean and service now.
Yeah, get rid of that. Machetes.
We haven't exactly come across rainforest.
No, we pass on trees, so we can get rid of them.
Pocket knives, keep. Machetes, dump. Couple of handfuls of jewellery. And I can't see the monks being particularly.
I mean, it didn't really get us anywhere a minute ago when we were going to use it for bargaining. So I can't. Is it going to? Is it?
But it did buy us the book and that other thing that we had.
Yeah, but they wanted. I think that they wanted to offload them anyway. So whatever we give them, it was just a bonus.
Yeah, maybe.
I say a pocket, so a couple of pieces in our pockets each.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Not
in
like-
case we need to donation at the monastery for some food for the way back, because we're obviously going to need to come back.
Few loose pieces each.
Um,
Butter,
Probably not a terrible idea actually, because that's really high
fat.
calorie.
Yeah. Sugar.
Probably not. That's just heavy.
Yeah. Salt. There's a shitload of that kicking around. Himalayan sea salt.
Yeah.
That's our business venture if we ever make it back to the UK. Back off, lads. I'm telling you now. Butter.
Yeah. Basically, I think
Rice.
butter, yes.
Rice. We're going to need water.
So no, it needs to be sandwiches basically.
Well, what about if we're here? We cook some rice. We pre-cook the rice.
Bread might be a bit bulky.
Yeah, bread's going. Don't worry. But if we pre-cook some rice, we can take that with us.
Basically, make up what we can
Yeah,
for like 2 days rations.
pre-cooked. Flour gone. Spices, they've already gone in the rice.
Take the coffee.
Tomato puree.
Probably not.
I've put that in the rice.
Yeah, cook it up with the rice, and in fact, use the butter in the rice, because if we cook the rice with the butter, it absorbs.
Mm.
Make like a really almost like high calorie cakey type
Yeah,
things.
so put like
Yeah.
butter, spices, tomato. We've cooked it in the rice and made like a big dense pot and packed it up. Just
Okay.
Yeah, just basically half.
Might not be pleasant to eat, but
tea or
Okay.
coffee.
tea. We're not barbarians.
Thank God for that. I'm glad you said that. I'd have had to shoot you, Gerald.
Coffee.
Yeah, rice cakes.
No,
Yeah.
sorry, it's
Homemade rice cakes.
We brought coffee.
yeah.
He's the foreigner. We're British, you know.
Chocolate.
Yeah, but it's easy to get hold of in Italy. You know.
I would say take the chocolate if we can carry it.
Yeah.
Sundries, including soap and toilet paper.
Soap, not so much. Toilet paper.
I mean,
What the
toilet.
leaves are like.
Yeah,
Instead of leaves,
toilet-
rocks.
yeah. You can wipe your ass on a handful of gravel. Right, everything's going apart from a bit of toilet paper.
Okay, so once you've narrowed it down, you need to at least put the name at the side of each item to say who is carrying it.
Well, rucksacks then, we're going to have everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone carry their own food.
Yeah.
Everyone. I'm going to call it fancy rice. Fancy rice, pre-cooked. Each person has 2-day ration. Tea, George. Chocolate, Charles. Toilet paper, Gerald, because it's light and you're old.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. So with butter, we've got rid of that because that's already cooked in fancy rice. Jewellery, few loose pieces each. Pocket knife, everyone. Rucksack, everyone. Sturdy shoes, we're wearing them already, so they can come off the
I
list.
was going to say, I don't think we're going to fill a rucksack here each. Which is probably a good thing.
Who wants a compass?
Yeah, I'll take it.
To be honest, the compass is only small. We should probably have a couple.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
tiny stuff like that, it's not going to contribute to any.
What's your guy's name, Stuart?
Marcus.
Marcus, that's it. Marcus, yeah. Who's carrying rifle?
I'll
I
take
think
it. If
Marcus
no one
is
else
taking.
wants.
Isn't he the shooter?
Yeah, I'm the hunter.
So Marcus has got the rifle and one spare magazine.
Who's got the constitution is probably the question.
Notebook, Gerald.
Hold on. With that wee thing of clips, can we take at least one clip each with us and then throw them if we needed to?
We could do because how many were in that box, Phil? 7.
5 clips.
Yeah.
Oh, 5. One
Yeah,
spare-
we-
All right, I'll put then one spare rifle magazine. Everyone. Tent.
Can we break that down between us?
I'm putting split into 3 between Marcus, George, and Charles. One pot, Gerald. Again, lightweight. 2 provisions, 2 days worth. Well, I can get rid of that because that's now called fancy rice. Lamps, paraffin, small amount. George will carry that. Fire stuff, Charles. And we can get rid of warm clothing because we've
Carry
already got on. So there we go. We've thinned that right down. Rucksacks. Yeah, so we've all got a rucksack each because and the rucksacks probably aren't fully at this point anyway.
One blanket each, like one blanket rolled up.
All right, yeah.
Spare pair of socks.
Okay.
Blanket.
So, shall we
That is
say.
a question. How do they bathe up here?
Out the bathe, they'll get they'll probably, they might have a well, or they'll worst case scenario they'll be run off from the mountains. There'll be some water source. I mean, settlements don't usually spring up if there's no, they'll only spring up around places where they've got they've got access to resources.
So I think we'll do that before we leave. Make sure we check ourselves. There's no stores and stuff. And
Yeah.
So shall we say that you spend the next day making preparations? I mean, that also gives Gerald a chance to possibly recover.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we shall advance the clock, and Gerald, you can make a Constitution check.
Time to file another one. There it is.
Okay, so it's still only got acute. It's only acute. It hasn't got worse. You just haven't felt any better.
I'm not sure mountain hiking is your forte.
I feel that maybe it's not.
So. Okay, so is your list ready? It looks like it might be.
Well, if you think about it, other people spend years preparing for these sort of things. We just kind of did it off the cuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then when someone told us to stop...
Yeah, why not?
What's the worst that could happen? well, we're probably going to die.
Yeah, but then someone told us to stop and begged us to stop, and you said, no, sod off, we're going to carry on.
Yeah, well, we're all right. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, at least if we're going to die, we don't have to carry the stuff back.
Yeah.
Marcus,
True, yeah.
when you think about it, Marcus is the maddest one. You just happened to meet him on the boat, and he's come
on.
Yeah, the idiot tagged along. Muppet.
So,
Not realising we're all gibbering, by the way. No.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Crazy cat.
So it is the morning of the 21st when you make you've made your preparations and you make ready to leave Tayum behind and head towards the towards the monastery with the aid of this man, this unnamed villager. So as you're about to leave the village, Siva appears again and tells you that he's, if it helps, he's learnt a little bit more, that the monastery is a full day's climb and you must move. He advises that you move steadily to avoid spending the night on the slopes if you can, because the temperatures will drop below freezing up there.
Siva, if you've got nothing productive to say, I just suggest you go back down the mountain and just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
So he says the villagers have told him that the place where Balmo was killed is in the first valley above the monastery and towards the morning sun.
So past the monastery.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm like, Siva, I'm not sure you've understood what I've just actually said.
See, that's where I was quite interested in the how. Do we know anything about the how?
No.
Well, cheers, thanks, bye. Thanks for your input.
So your
Don't-
guide.
don't-
So your guide is he's carrying his own supplies, along with some fresh food, which is apparently for the monks at the monastery. So
Yeah, right. He might fall off the cliff and just accidentally gift that to us.
Yeah.
so he stands some way away from the rest of you, and seems anxious to be on his way. And once you set off, he's non-communicative. He doesn't make any attempt to speak to you, and you don't even know his name.
The chatty type then.
And he's always like a good 20-30 feet ahead of you.
Is he just like always on his phone?
And this is the hardest day yet. So up until now, you've been following the valleys of Nepal, climbing slowly and steadily, bypassing the ranges that are looming. You've seen looming alongside, but now you are heading up into these mountains. There's no technical climbing actually required, but
Good.
there are steep slopes and hard scrambles to contend with. Up steep and treacherous rocky terrain and an ascent of around 2,000 feet with only 7 hours of daylight available. So, following your guide, who despite his age, seems far more nimble on his feet than he has any right to be. After about 2 hours into the ascent, you are forced to negotiate not quite climb, probably describe more as a scramble across a boulder-strewn slope that is quite steep. If you were to stumble and fall, it wouldn't go very well for you.
Well, no.
So you can all make. So you're going to have to make a climb roll. So how do you want to approach this? I mean, you know, there's.
I was planning on failing quite badly.
Strength, dexterity.
Well, it will be a climb roll.
Oh, a climb roll. Oh shit.
Oh,
Yes.
goodness.
So there are ways.
I'm glad we left our rope behind.
Oh, did you leave your
just
rope?
thinking-
Oh dear. I was just going
Yeah.
to say that you could tie yourselves together. That would help.
Can we go back? How far have we walked?
2
Not
hours.
far. We've only just started.
Well, let's go back and get the rope.
Okay, if you go back, you'll be on your own because the guy won't stop. He's in fact, as you hesitate at this, he glances back and shouts and calls back at you something that you obviously no idea what he's saying, and he turns and
Marcus, do you
continues
think you
on.
can shoot him from here?
Yeah, sure. Shall I aim?
Yeah, shoot the guy. Aim, shoot the guy.
I'll say, did he bring any rope?
No,
Well, that was thoughtless of him.
it doesn't
Well-
seem to bother him at all. I mean, I will give you a bonus dice because you're not like saying it's not proper climbing. You know, you're not scaling a cliff or anything, but it is treacherous.
Okay.
Oh, well, okay. Let's do it.
Who just rolled that?
Hey, I succeeded! Yeah!
Did I not just see 100?
No.
Oh, it was a bonus dice. You.
Okay, so Charles, you can you slip and so you can either push it or you can spend luck if you failed.
I'm just gonna fail by.
Many look.
17.
You failed by 17.
What
Charles
is
failed
my
by
luck?
24 and
Well,
Gerald
I'm-
failed by 31.
I mean, I'm gonna be dead in no time, so I'm spending luck.
I don't have enough luck to spend, so I'm gonna push this. So it could be unlucky, or else I'll see as lads as I tumble over the edge.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch.
Okay. So Charles, you stumble, and you try and you make a grab for a boat, try and get a handle on a boat, but instead just get a handful of gravel, and you slip and tumble. You don't fall all the way, but you kind of slip and tumble a good 30 feet or so, battering yourself on rocks as you go, and you take. You get off lightly. You only take a couple of points of damage before you manage to stop yourself.
God, I took more damage on the stairs on Monday in real life.
Do you still get the bonus dice for pushing it?
No. Yes, you do. Yes.
Fuck!
Okay, so Gerald, again, you're maybe leaning on your stick, and you just completely lose your balance and go over to one side, and you tumble, but you don't like fall all the way down. But you batter yourself on the rocks before you come to an unceremonious halt. And but you take a nasty as you roll down, you slam into like one of the rocks, and you take 5 points of damage.
That's very not good. Could somebody please break my legs?
So you need to make a constitution check.
I think this might be where I leave you guys.
My leg is broken. It smells of almonds.
I'm full.
Oh,
Gerald, you jammy bastard.
This is not the way we go. We have more glorious deaths ahead of us. It'd be so foolish to get to this point and tumble over a friggin' rock. That be it.
Yeah, this is just a warmer in the bank, though, isn't it? This is just a little bit of terror. This is minor terror.
Yeah.
Death by incompetence, excellent.
Flip's sake, I'm planning to get eaten by something, not fall over and trip over a rock and bang my head. That would just be ridiculous.
Okay, so your nameless guide reluctantly returns to help recover your fallen friends and get you back up onto the trail. And so you maybe have to forced to take an hour to rest, particularly with Gerald still suffering from altitude sickness. You have to wait, and your guide is just muttering to himself all the time, like what looking back at you and like pacing up and down.
Has he never taken a bunch of fat foreigners before?
Apparently not.
I say, has he not met like English people?
So inevitably you don't make it to the monastery before nightfall, and you are forced to look to scan the like mountainside for somewhere to take shelter and pitch somewhere you can actually pitch the tent.
Is there a handy cave?
I will let somebody. You can make a group luck roll, so the person with the worst luck can make a luck roll.
Why do you never go for the person with the best luck, Phil?
I'm 41.
Because
Who's less than
them's
40?
the rules.
My luck is 21.
There's always one, isn't there?
Beating you by 2.
Is that me, yeah?
Yeah, that's you.
Brilliant.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Holy shit.
Okay, so it's not a fumble, so it's not going to be too dire. But you can't find anywhere to like pitch the tent, so you're forced to kind of wrap yourselves up in your blankets and the tent canvas. Meanwhile, your nameless guide has cut
Find somewhere to pitch his tent.
he's
not going to tell us.
So he's come along with, I forgot what the native thing's called, a chumba. He's come with an extra one of those that he kind of wraps himself around himself and makes kind of a makeshift, almost like a makeshift lean-to.
Does he?
And why didn't Siva sources those before we left?
You're already wearing them. He's just brought an extra one to make a tent out of. And the temperature is, as Siva warned, the temperature
mild for the time of year.
is absolutely horrific.
It's gone to 21 degrees Celsius at night.
In fact, we're sweating. We're having to like take stuff off. It's so warm.
We're worried we've got too much clothing.
So you can all make a constitution check.
Will you quit it with the constitution checks? That's bullying an old man.
You're not even old.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh.
Incredibly,
Gerald. He's been through the ringer tonight.
You would have failed even if you had everybody else's constitution.
Rather surprisingly, I have
Okay, so yeah, Gerald, you're suffering from exposure by the time the sun rises the next morning.
Gerald, cover yourself up, man. There's no people around here.
He's got mountain sickness, a broken
So-
leg.
Any strength or dexterity related rolls will be with 2 penalty dice. So yeah, you wake the next morning and you find Gerald is like his lips are all like he's got frostbite. His lips are all chapped. His eyes are just like around his eyes. His skin's all dried and cracked, almost bleeding. His finger ends are like starting to blacken.
Meanwhile, everyone's like, "Oh, cracking that sleep, guys."
I don't know what the fuss is with this cabin malarkey.
Oh, I could have slept for hours like that. Oh, Gerald, you made a fantastic windbreak last night. Honestly, I was so hot under that blanket. I had to pick it off, literally. I was sweating so much I could not sleep.
I think you might have been hallucinating, mate.
You on the other hand look like you've had a terrible night's sleep. You look awful, man. What's wrong with you?
So like
Blackboard?
so mumbling and cursing, clearly cursing is your guide comes over and he takes this
He's
like
a hardy bomb, isn't it?
he takes this sort of pot wrapped in sort of goat's hide or something from his pack, and scoops out this foul smelling grease and just liberally daubs it all over Gerald's hands and over his face and any other exposed areas that look like the skin's like starting to crack and split. And he also gives you a flask that appears to have some of that barley wine type stuff.
Oh, good effort, lad. You know, they've been saying terrible things about you, but yeah, I think you're a top lad.
Right, he looks at you and there's this scowl on his face, and then he spits on the ground and turns and carries on.
What an absolute charmer.
He doesn't even wait for you to like pack up your things. He just like sets off, and he's probably a few hundred yards ahead of you before you actually got all your stuff together and set off, helping Gerald hobble along. So you're still scrambling up these rocky slopes, following this like vague suggestion of a trail.
All point to start going. Right then.
So,
Is this going to be like the beginning of Batman Begins, where we just stagger through the open doors and then we'll have to fight like 10 ninjas?
I haven't seen it. Don't spoil it.
Okay.
What? You lived under a rock?
I've seen the next two, but I haven't seen the first one.
What? That's like the good one.
Yeah.
I've got
So-
knuckle dusters. I'm alright.
So, the sun is only a few hours old when you reach an incredible and imposing sight. Built from the same stone that it sits on, and augmented by red painted clay, the monastery buildings cling to a steep cliff, a huge swathe of which is being painted white. And as you toil closer, you gradually see that the greater part of this monastery lies in ruins. Only one main building, the main part of the temple, seems more or less intact. And like most Tibetan-style buildings, it has tiny windows so as to admit the least amount of cold. But there's no sign of life as you approach. No people, no animals, no noise, not even any sign of any smoke rising from either of the two chimneys that sit on the flat roof. And I believe we have a. So this is the monastery.
Rosh will go, Wits is inside.
Yeah. That was spoiler as well, those two.
See the trailers, you know. Oh dear. We're going to counters.
Perilous much.
No, it's the fact that we're changing to a battle map with counters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, behind door number 1, tentacles. Door number 2, claws.
Okay. So what are you doing?
I think, as much as the sights are glorious and stand outside and maybe take in the atmosphere, I think maybe going indoors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go and knock on the door.
Okay. So, like I say, your guide is maybe about 100 yards ahead of you. Well, maybe a bit close now. He's waited. His mood has tempered a little bit, and he's waited. So he's maybe about maybe about 10 yards ahead of you now. And he stops briefly to turn round and see where you are, and waits for you to catch up. And as you draw closer, he points at the like bundle of food that he's been carrying and rattles on about something that you've no idea what he's talking about.
Why? Yeah, definitely.
And the temperature here is just like the temperature's just dropped dramatically as you've been climbing up this mountain, and the snow is starting to fall around you. And suddenly you see a figure appear in the doorway.
Doesn't look like a monk.
It doesn't, no. It looks like a Westerner, although he looks really kind of bedraggled, and he sort of emerges from the darkness of this doorway, and he stands there, pauses a moment, and then a shot echoes out, and your guide gives a gasp as like blood blooms on his chest and he collapses to the floor.
Shit.
Fantastic. Yes. Done us a favour. I give a thumbs up to that guy.
Cheers, bud.
Well done. Thank you. You've saved us a bullet. The guy was a prick.
Okay, so you can make a rifle or a handgun roll. Not to actually make a attack with thing, but just for a bit of information. You can make, just like I said, just make a rifle or handgun roll.
Oh, crap.
So George, Marcus.
100.
You must have a bit of luck on that. And
Rapid
Fire.
No. It's just a passive roll. If you've got a success on it, you'll have to remove the check, the gold star, I'm afraid, because it's not. It's kind of a knowledge roll, than So Charles and George, if it's giving you a star, you'll have to remove it.
Come on, just keep the stars
So-
for knowing things.
Your guy
dead,
goes
like,
down,
you know.
like gasping for air, blood. You can you can feel the like breath catching in his throat, and blood's running from his mouth. He's like lying on the floor, this bullet wound in his chest, and the guy who shot, the guy in the doorway, he must be a good 300-400 yards away, like 3 or 4 times beyond the range of a rifle he must be using. So
he's
this
a much
guy,
better shot than we are.
So George
Ugly
and
down under.
Charles, this guy must be an amazing crack shot.
Put my
And
hands up.
okay, right. You put your hands up. What's somebody else doing?
I put my hands in my pocket.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to put my hands up because I gain nothing from it.
Yeah, if he's going to shoot us, he's going to shoot us.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So you're putting your George putting your hands in your pocket. Gerald, you're putting your hands up. What's Charles doing? Did you say?
I'm kneeling down.
You're kneeling down. And what about
Yeah,
Marcus?
I'm going to kneel down as well.
Okay, right. So you kneel down. So the guy, your guide, you see him. He just expires in front of you. He coughs
Oh,
up
we did the best we could for him.
he coughs up a mouthful of blood, and yeah, and then lays still. So you do,
Bring
yeah.
their own
So
rice
you
up
put
or
your hands up, put your hands in your pockets, drop to your knees. What did Marcus say you were doing?
Dropping to my knees as well.
Okay, so you do that, and this guy starts briskly walking along this ledge, calmly reloading the rifle as he goes.
Marcus?
Brought you some food.
Yeah, I'm going to aim and shoot him. Shoot at him.
Okay, so he is.
Everyone get behind me, please.
No.
So yeah, you are currently just about 350 yards away. Between 300 and 400 yards away from him at the moment. So
this is gonna go
that
badly.
will be
0-1 is what
yeah.
you're looking for.
You'll need a critical success to hit him with your rifle.
Oh my
Or you could pretend to be his friend.
I'm not sure that's going to go down too well. He's reloading his
You know-
gun. He's just shot one of us dead.
Yeah, you shot the guide though.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
reloaded.
You're not going to hit him from this range.
No, I know. Can we move closer? Can we get
Of course you
closer?
can.
At which
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
there's
Nobody's
no
chopped your
point-
legs off.
There's no point being antagonistic towards him.
Okay, let's try and be.
Bear in mind that
Passive.
we're English,
Yeah, sure.
you know.
If we stand in front of Marcus so they can't make it obvious that he has a rifle and he just gets ready.
Yeah, but I think he's going to have to be substantially closer before we even try anything. But
Box formation.
he might be at least willing to talk to us since we're English. And I'll shout, "Hello! Hello! We're English!"
Okay. He stops, raises his rifle, and fires. So he's going to take a random shot at one of the four of you.
Well, I thought it'd been aiming at Marcus. Seems he were aiming at him.
I thought you were hiding the fact, trying to cover him.
I was hiding. I was on my knees as well. Hadn't moved.
I thought you were aiming at him.
No.
We're on a pilgrimage!
Okay, so I'm going to make a. Alright, so it's going to roll. And. It's going to. Oh, God. Stupid thing.
Oh no, it isn't.
Alright,
Whoops.
do that
It's
again.
some sort of fucking cannon.
Christ.
So yeah, he's got a like big carbine rifle. Okay, right. So yeah, he fires a shot and it kind of like sends up a cloud of dust as it hits the floor just by Marcus's feet. And then he sets off walking again, reloading the gun, the rifle as he goes, like just can't
Whoa,
ejecting
whoa!
the shell.
Can we like run towards here while he's
Yeah,
reloading?
you can move. Yeah, so your move is what's your move?
Is there any cover?
So there are boulders and there's
Dead
like
body.
boulders strewn about.
8.
Yeah,
Like full
8.
like
8.
Where's
So,
hide behind the stairs.
let me just change the ranges wrong on the map. 1 second. Grid, that'll be 1 meter.
Yeah, full like is there full get out of sight?
Yeah, there's like a to the left of the stair over this way. There's
Yeah.
like a bit of a boulder field.
Hide.
Right,
Let's do that.
so
That sounds good.
you can use that ruler to like drag. So it's 2. So you can go 8 meters. So that'll get you. So
Well, I
get you
want to
about.
go like. No, I'm going to go here.
I'm thinking like behind the
I can get.
stairs or whatever these are. Yeah.
Yeah,
That'll
so
do.
you can get over to there
We-
with one. If you run, you can get over to there.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
do it.
We can talk from out of sight.
Okay, so he'll go in dexterity order. So he's fired. So next person to act is Marcus. Or well, if you're firing, if Marcus is firing his rifle, it's you next. Otherwise, it is George.
He's still miles away from me, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no point in.
That's why I think hiding from him.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to run up to the side and try and hide.
Okay then, go on then. You can move yourself up there. Okay, so let's get rid of the gun for now then. So, well, it would be so. Yeah, it's so it's George then. So George's up there. Then it's Marcus. Then it's Charles, and then it is Gerald last. Surprisingly.
So yeah, I'm
he-
just going to. I can't move that fast. So I'm just going to like hide.
Hobbles furiously to over that to the nearest bit of cover.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you doing? You can't obviously you can't
Why don't
see
you
him there.
shout we're friends in Italian? If he's, I assumed it was what's his name?
Just
Well,
tell him
maybe-
to help him.
Yeah,
Chipone.
try shouting in Italian, sure. Yeah.
So what you're saying in Italian?
We're friends. Stop shooting us.
Bell end.
Tell him we're on a pilgrimage.
Yeah, we're on a pilgrimage. Please stop shooting us.
Hey, spaghetti, Lamborghini.
Mario and Luigi.
Hey, Jesus wept.
Give me a rifle.
Try that as well. I.e. Jesus wept.
Pasta, carbonara.
Yeah.
Okay,
Marcus,
there's-
give me a rifle. Throw me a rifle.
Okay, sure.
Okay, it's,
You're gonna try and shoot him. Oh, he's a bit closer now, so maybe.
I want to. I'll. Can I take a shot at him?
just one moment. I'll just give you the rifle. Was it which rifle you got? Oh yeah, it's bolt action rifle. There you
Lee Enfield, isn't it?
go. 22 bolt action rifle. Oh, you've got a Lee Enfield.
Yeah, we'll just use that one then. You can remove the bolt action.
Okay.
I'll just use it.
Radio. Go on then. I think it's basically the same.
Yeah, should be.
Oh no, it's not. It's less damage. Oh, it's more damage. The one that Marcus is carrying, if that's the one you take. So yeah.
Roll. Boom! Bang on.
Okay. Yeah. Right then. So it will be. So yeah, that is an issue then with the rifle. So is it the rifle that Marcus is carrying that you brought?
Yeah.
Okay. So I need to get rid of your Enfield then.
So what? It was 1d6 plus 4, weren't it?
1d6 plus 1.
All right then, that's fine.
Did we bring the shit rifle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did.
3.
But with lots of ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we bring the right ammo?
3 damage.
Oh, that's a good point. So the ammo, that
cost-
was. So is it?
Well, we had quite a lot of ammo of our own, so I'm assuming we brought the
We
right.
divvied
Right.
it up.
Oh. Yeah. So you brought your own ammo, not the ammo in the box, because the ammo in the box is not the right rifle.
No.
No, who would have done that? That would have been silly.
Why did you bring the shit rifle, Marker?
Hang on. How is this my fault?
Well, I've just took it off you, and you've got some shit 2-2 that's like you shoot.
Yeah, I'm the hunter. Right, okay.
So we brought the fucking squirrel gun.
Yep.
Whose idea was it to dump the other one? Not mine.
Okay.
We're so dead.
Oh dear me.
He's like that. I've just shot him, and he's like, "Oh, this is an inconvenience. I've been shot at about 30 meters." Oh,
You brought
actually,
an air rifle.
he's like, "I'm not sure actually if it's raining. Oh, it just seems to be a 2-2 rimfire. Oh, how inconvenient is that?"
Probably doesn't even get through his thick tweed jacket.
No,
Okay, so the sort of bullet hits him, sort of
He does
wings him
3
on the
Literally
shoulder,
that.
and he just calmly continues. He just calmly walks over,
Oh
like
my god.
crouches below the wall. So this
He
now
does
giving him
3
some.
inconvenience to him.
So
Aim
now
for his
giving him some
nostril.
cover. Now giving him some cover, and aims like shooting above, sort of like, negating most of the cover that you've got from these boulders now. And he aims a shot down at one of you.
Can they just shoot the dead man?
So he's going to shoot. He shoots at Gerald.
Oh my word, Gerald's fucked.
Right. Okay.
Gerald is dead.
I'm going to dodge.
You can dive for cover.
Well, we know it's not Quarry anyway.
So you can dive for cover, because if you dive for cover, then it gives him penalty dice.
I thought I was already in as much cover as I could.
You were, but he's now above. He's now almost directly above you, so it's kind of.
Okay, yeah, I will scrabble for some more cover.
You've got a handgun. Shoot him with your handgun.
So if you dive for cover, you lose your next action.
That's
John,
fine.
John Woo can pull it off.
So give us a dodge roll.
Oh shit.
96. He's an
It's
absolute.
been nice knowing you.
There was the fact that he should have had penalty dice on that as well, but anyway.
If Gerald does a cartwheel.
He
Yeah.
jumps into the bullet.
I'm gonna. This rock clearly isn't providing enough cover, so I'm gonna stand up and just walk across to the next one.
Okay.
Gerald invents bullet time.
Okay, so
No,
yeah.
I'm just moving really slowly.
Oh. That's normal speed.
That's just normal speed.
Ah.
Oh,
Thunk.
He died a hero.
Well, he died.
I was trying to give you some kudos, dude.
okay. So yeah, he shoots and he. Right. So he shoots and you. He wings you. So where's he hit you? Hit locations. Let's
In the
see.
face. Oh no.
Face. Oh, so yeah, it's you in the. It's kind of in the ribs, around the just below the around the collarbone. And yeah, it's just but it kind of hits you just below your collarbone and just passes straight through as you take 4 points of damage.
I have good news and I have bad news. So, the good news is that I'm not on negative hit points.
The bad news.
The bad news is neither am I on positive hit points.
Oh dear, you're on what's it, major wound as well, aren't you? So
In fact,
so
I
you're
believe
gonna
the word you're looking for is dying.
you are dying.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm just going to have to end you.
That is not what I'm expecting you to say.
Yeah,
Put him out of his misery.
Okay,
Gerald
so
just makes the right noise of.
it's Andy next,
I'm like, oi, Gerald.
or
you've got
rather
that fancy
George.
knife. We can share that between 3 of us.
Get off my rice.
Yeah, right. I'll take another shot. I'm going to take Can I aim and take a shot? At
Yeah,
him?
if you take an aim, you can spend an action and then fire with advantage next round.
Well, we'll be doing that then.
Okay. So then it is Marcus.
I ain't even got a gun anymore. I got robbed.
You've got a handgun.
Or you could go and save Gerald.
Fuck Gerald.
Oh Christ! What is my stuff all about? With first aid is 30. It's not going to work, is it?
It's better
Can I
than
try and drag him out of the way? Is he gonna
first,
get
He's
first
on the.
aid.
He's kind of on the floor, so you can crawl. You can probably crawl over and be, no worse off than you are at the minute.
Okay, let's try and do that.
30 is better than
Nothing.
nothing.
Yeah, let's do that. Try and help him out.
Did you have a first aid? You brought first aid kits with you, did you? Oh, you certainly. Well, I don't know whether you packed them with everything you
Don't.
brought with you. No. Oh well.
Oh, great. I'll start giving him resuscitation and the Heimlich maneuver.
Well, we've got plenty of cloth and what have you for
Yeah.
bandages.
Stick a finger in the
Whatever.
hole.
Use the guide's ointment. That seemed to do everything.
Do I need to make like a first aid check or something?
You do indeed. Yes.
Oh god, here we go. Cuts his head off.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah!
you save him. So you save Gerald's life.
Um,
Okay, so next it is Charles.
Right. So I see Andy taking aim, so I decide to like run across, making myself visible so that I'll distract this guy.
Okay, so where are you running to?
I'll run towards stairs.
risky move.
Yeah, but hopefully you'll do the business.
Can you like if you could aim like run for like I don't know here?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Run for the stairs, or can I?
I'm going to go up the stairs.
Yeah,
Okay.
why not?
So one thing you can
My
do.
movement's 5. So how far can I get?
5. So well, let's see. So I can do this now. Says you hold it down.
Ah!
No, not hold it down. Shift. No. Oh my god. I forgot how it moves. So let's see. I'll just measure it with a ruler. So you can get to. You can get to about there.
Yeah, I'll do it. Right. Hey, why are you shooting at us?
Okay, so that's it. So obviously Gerald's doing nothing. So then that goes back to to the guy with the rifle. So let's see if he spots you.
Hang on a minute, that's my shot, yeah.
Yeah, yours. His dex is before yours, even with the gun out. He's got 120. You've got 110.
Oh, right, fair enough.
So yeah, he loads. Oh, actually, no, he doesn't fire because he's got. He takes him He can only fire because it's a big rifle, so he can only fire once every other round. So yeah, he's reloading. So it's George. He doesn't make any attempt to. In fact, he just stands up. He doesn't make. I apologise. He doesn't make any attempt to get any cover. He's just stood there, oblivious to like making himself.
So if you aim for the left nostril,
Hard success.
So how far is he now? So he is. Well, if you select him as a target, it will work it all out for you.
Oh, well, I've done a hard success.
Oh right, cool. I didn't see that. Where's that? I just see the. Oh yeah. So
yeah, it says in the.
okay, so yeah,
brackets.
click on the roll damage then.
4.
4 points of damage. That powerful, powerful gun you've got.
I think it'd be funny though if we kill him with the two rifle. Well, he's got
I mean,
he's got a cannon.
what's mine? I mean, is it 7? So it can't be that. It can't be much more than 11 else.
Yeah, we're not playing pulp, so people ain't got loads of it. So yeah, the bullet hits him clear in the left hip, and it kind of like it jolts him round. It almost not doesn't like spin him round, but like it like jerks him to one side, but he doesn't even seem to react other than that. And he just continues loading his rifle.
Fair enough.
And he starts like sort of shouting in Italian.
Don't know what you're saying.
Um,
Slower. We've got a translation book.
Let's see, what's he saying? Because Marcus will be able to understand him.
Yeah.
I've lost my shit. There we are. Right, it's just kind of rambling. He's not really making a great deal of sense. He's just like shouting and about like being a coward, and yearn for his coming, smelling, tasting, licking, cleaning the earth.
Why?
Nice. You lick that earth, mister.
And he just kind of says, yeah, saying that, and just random, just apparently random words. And then he starts shouting in Latin. So that's what he's doing. Your thing. So Marcus, it's your go.
Okay, I'm gonna. Well, how's Gerald doing?
He's in a bad way, but he's stable. So you can roll. So you should have rolled. What, rolled 1d3 as well.
Me?
Yeah, because you're giving some hit points back when you.
Oh right, okay.
No, potentially. I'll be kind. I mean, you essentially just stopped him from dying, but we'll let you give him some hit points back. So that were from last time. So you're giving 2 hit points. You got 2 health back. Gerald, you're still unconscious, of course.
Positively basking in health.
Yes. So what is Marcus doing?
I'll try and. I don't know. I'll try and save him some more. I don't know. Or shall I move up, get closer to him? That's
So you
the
can't
question.
do a first aid. More first aid attempts won't do anything extra.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll just head up towards up the stairs towards the geyser.
Okay, so you can get to what's your move number?
6.
6. So you can get to just ahead up to where Charles is, or just ahead of him if you want to.
I'll go just behind Charles.
Okay.
All right. Am I Mr. Meat Shield? Is that the way it is?
Well, I'm not feeling confident in my bare fist fighting abilities, so
Do you not have a pistol?
I have a pistol. Yeah.
Use it.
I'm not good at it though. I'm really
Yeah.
not good with using it.
Might as well pop off some shots there.
Take a shot at him. Just
Yeah, can I shoot him with my handgun?
You
Have a
can,
go?
yeah. It doesn't explode if you. So it's worth doing. 20.
Ooh.
So you got your handgun out, so we'll give you that now. So yeah, so roll for damage. Oh, yeah. So what's your handgun? So normally, best thing to do when you're using your handgun is click on your combat tab and
Yeah.
click on the name of the
Sorry,
weapon you're
yeah,
using.
yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. So it's 1d10 the revolver.
ooh,
It's better than the
What?
rifle.
rifle because you brought the shit rifle, Marcus.
Oh!
You're welcome.
So that's 9 points of damage. Let's see where have you? Well, you've dealt a killing blow, Marcus.
Yeah!
You can narrate your victim's death.
I'll narrate my victim's death.
Yes, you can. You earned that
Oh,
honour.
fantastic.
I throw the rifle back at you. You can have this back.
So Marcus pulls the pistol out of his pocket, aims it straight towards him, and jumps on the floor as he shoots his pistol, aims straight for in between his eyes, and shoots him straight in the head. And as he,
You were just blind firing, weren't you?
yes, I was. No, I meant it. I told you I'm an ace hunter. I told you this. Shot lions in the safari. That's what I've done.
Okay, and so
Well,
without a sound, this man just collapses at the top of the stairs, dead. A large chunk of his head blown away.
Yeah.
Oops, not invisible. He's dead.
Job's a good one. There you go.
Right. So let's grab the food off the guide. Let's drag Gerald up into the.
Get
Yeah,
inside so
monster.
that I can get to bed, please.
and I'm gonna pick that rifle up off him as we pass the body.
Okay, so
Oh,
that
Yeah, it's a nice
rifle,
gun.
that rifle is well. I'll give it to you.
You can get rid of that one after. I'm going to throw it off the cliff.
Well, it might do for making distracting noise. I'm just picking up, obviously, because they're bringing up the food and Gerald, so I'll just pick it up, not intend to keep it. I'll hand it over to one of them guys that are better at shooting.
Okay, so he's got the rifle. There's two bullets left in the clip that's in it, and on his person you find. Where is he? He's got 3 more clips
That
of
works for
five
me.
five rounds in each clip.
Anything else on his body?
Yes, he has got a hunting knife, an expensive Van Buren watch, a box of safety matches, a handful of rupees in his pocket, and looks like a house key.
Okay, let's take everything off him. And you know what? I'm disgusted by this guy, so I'm rolling him over the edge.
Okay, right, and then your tip is dead, almost headless. Yeah, the top of his head is missing.
Can I go back and get Gerald inside, please?
Yes.
Well, that's that's what I'm saying. While you're doing, I'm grabbing his, searching him.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do this. You recognise when you get up to the top as well. You recognise. So this is Carlo Schippone, part of the university student from Italy, who was part of the expedition.
I read your book.
Yeah, he can't hear you now. Can't hear
Damn
you.
it.
He's
Now dead.
Yeah. The
I'm
chunk missing
sorry
from
I
his
killed
brain
you.
is.
Your book was great.
didn't even sign it for you. How rude.
Okay, so between you grab Marcus's unconscious body and make your way in.
Marcus's?
Oh, sorry, not Marcus's. Gerald.
Gerald.
Gerald's unconscious body, and between you carry him inside the monastery. So you enter. So
What
the
about
only.
the guide? Should we treat him with some respect?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Take his food.
Take his food and just dump him over the edge too?
Well, he's just
and,
I
like.
guess there's no monks inside this.
No, there's no monster.
Monster. No monks.
Okay.
Take his like anti-frostbite stuff as well.
Okay.
Yeah, we've turned into those sort of people now.
Loot the
Yep.
body. Loot the body.
That'll be cutting strips of his bum off next.
Oh, don't tempt me.
Okay, so scavenging what you can and carrying Gerald's unconscious body between you. You head inside the monastery, the only apparent entrance, the door that Carlo appeared in. And inside is a rough-hewn cave, very dark, with steps leading up. Have you got a light source?
Do you have a lantern with us too?
Okay, so yeah, you have to take a moment to light the lantern, the kerosene lantern you've got, and so it provides some dim illumination, so you can see your way as you make your way up these stone steps, and then have to clamber up a wooden ladder, some of which appears to have been like recently broken off. And you find yourselves, it takes you into like a hall with 3 small windows, each letting in just a glimmer of light. And at one end of the room is an elaborate wooden altar bearing frescoes of 5 Buddhas.
I do feel we need a bit of like R&R at this point. Speaking as somebody with 2 hit points.
Yeah. You're welcome for those, by the way.
Thanks. Well, I'm unconscious as well, but
Yeah.
Is there somewhere we can light a fire?
So yeah, you can look around. There's another room off of here, off this hall.
I said
Mate.
before
Where's
we
Prince then?
investigate further in this, are we?
If we go to the other room and we can call it then.
All right. Yeah.
I think mate camp is probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you.
I don't know if there's anybody else around. You probably need some sort of watch, because I doubt he's alone. But
Well. Yeah.
Okay, so. So this hallway, this main room. There's this altar with this fresco of five Buddhas. So the four of them are different to the ones in the temple back down in the I forgot the name of the place. Josimo. So they're different. Those Buddha, the representation of Buddha, but the fifth one is again of the god in yellow that you saw in Jimosum. Above the altar sits racks with statues, books, and old manuscript scrolls and parchments. And in the centre of the room is a pallet, several blankets, a small barrel of water, some freshly cooked rice, nuts, and honey, and a jar with honeycomb and some hard, slightly stale bread.
Nice.
So there's like I said, there is another room leading off here where you can smell like the smell of like wood smoke. And looking into the room, as you approach the room, you become aware of like this other smell, a grim, sweet smell. And as you step into the doorway of this adjacent chamber, you're confronted by 5 bodies laid out neatly on the floor, shoulder to shoulder, 4 adults and a child.
Oh no.
The Lama is 3 monks, and the young, presume, must be the boy that was mentioned to you before. So all the bodies show advanced signs of decomposition, like almost they're like skin. I mean, this environment, it's the decomposition slowed somewhat, so there's no like predation by not by any animals and not much by insects, but yeah, the eyes have long since sunken into the sockets and dissolved, and the skin's taken on a yellowish blue slimy tint as it begins as the bodies have long since bloated, and then blisters have formed and split, and the fluids and the gas has escaped, and so yeah, there's just these saggy, putrid remains.
So not recognisable then.
So they're recognisable as like but yeah, you couldn't identify them as individuals.
So we'll
And
basically
seeing this prompts a sanity roll.
Oh, not for me. It doesn't. I've got immunity for that stuff.
Oh, excellent! Well done.
And not for me.
And not
either.
for you.
I've got
You've got
You're
unconscious immunity.
immunity to sight.
So if you make the roll, you lose 1 point of sanity. If you fail your roll, you lose 1d3. So just need one from George.
Yeah, it's alright. It's not doing it.
Is it not?
Let me just.
Does this count towards daily?
This will go
No.
towards daily, yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not. Oh, one. Oh, that's why. There we go.
Oh, did you have it unlocked?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a fumble. So
Ouch.
you take the maximum. So you take 3.
Yes.
So
It was a horror of having to use a 2-2 rifle and just push them over the edge.
Absolutely. Like a shit.
So yeah, the sight and smell of this like forces you to abandon this room. It only takes a moment to explore the rest of the the rest of the monastery that's this like I said, there's only this one building that's intact, and there's maybe a dozen other rooms, but the apart from this room where the bodies are and this main hall where the altar is and the supplies, it's the other rooms seem to be like don't look like they've been used for years. They're just long signs of disuse and covered like rubble's covering the floor, and they're covered thick with dust and cobwebs.
Is there a fireplace, like a large fireplace?
So it looks like somebody's set a fire in the main hall.
I'm thinking cremating these bodies.
Yeah.
But I'm
I think
not going to do
fire
it.
to keep us warm would be.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. And if there's a large fireplace, we'll put them there. We'll say a few words. Say sorry that you've got dragged into this
you'll not
nonsense.
get any bodies in the fireplace. It probably won't be a good idea to burn bodies inside the room where you're probably going to have to spend
No, that's why I'm thinking large fireplace somewhere that will fit bodies. That
it's like
Are we making
there's
camp it? Yeah?
there's a fireplace, but it's only a really small,
Right.
it's a really small fireplace.
And it's just going to create the smell of bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get hungry.
Oh well.
Well, we can't simply these bodies here. Just
So as mob as it is, outside the temperature is dropping to below freezing rapidly, and the wind is blowing flakes of snow in through the tiny windows. You managed to scrape together some fuel from the fire, like a bit of wood in this room, and by smashing up what's left of the ladder and the wooden pallet in here, or even the altar if you wanted to go that far. But at least you managed to gather enough firewood to alleviate the cold and save you from the threat of suffering from exposure. And as the sun sets and the light fails, we shall leave you alone in this morbid, this tomb.
Marvellous.
Excellent.
lovely.
Is that us done now then?
Before you recover, rest up or whatever, and begin your ascent to Drakmar.
Yeah, well, at least we've got some food and
Yes.
some shelter.
So yeah, you make yourselves as comfortable as best you can. I mean, I don't know whether you're like moving those rotting corpses. If you're going to leave them where they are, you're going to move them outside the building, or what?
Well,
I suppose, yeah, we can't leave them in here. I was thinking cremating them, but obviously that's not an option.
Tip them over the edge.
We took them over a cliff. Yeah.
Okay, so you can at least take them outside.
Yeah.
Okay, which
Right.
is an unpleasant task and takes some effort, because as you move the bodies, some of them, due to the state of decomposition, some of them just like come apart.
Fall to bits.
Yeah. So yeah, an unpleasant
cool.
task. But yes, so we'll leave you that night, spending the night in
The warm and the dry.
in the warm, the dry, slightly just managed to fend off the cold, and with the residual odour of the rotted corpses still lingering in
No
the air.
Febreze about? No.